Bizarre is intended for mature, open-minded audiences only. If you are easily offended, we suggest you turn this wacky shit straight off.
You know, I'm doing a lot better this week than I was last week.
Yeah, you sound better.
Just fucking had to turn my brain off for a bit and focus on the good shit, you know, what there is of it.
Well, hopefully turning your brain off involved turning social media off, because
It did. Yeah, I had to.
It's always the case. It's always the case that social media will make you feel miserable, but never has that been more true than right now. Like you just got to shut it off. It's hard for me to do even now that I'm not running Radar Station. I'm still solely making money off of paintings and, you know, the occasional pieces of production work that I usually get from Facebook. So, but
did you work out your shit with unemployment and whatnot? Last I heard, they wanted their money back.
Yeah, they still want me to give $6,000 back, but they continue to put money in my account every week. So I got a feeling it's going to get worked out. Like because if it was something where they were certain I needed that money back, I think that they would probably put a hold on further payments, or they would just pay themselves back with that unemployment. That's what I've been told anyway, but I've got more phone calls to make. I just sent them like basically a proclamation saying I did what you asked. You're being stupid. So, but it's still flagged, and I check it all the time and just hoping that it goes away. But I built it back up through the unemployment, and I've been selling paintings and stuff. So I've got that money. Worst comes to worst, I'll give it back, but I ain't doing it until they absolutely tell me I 100% have to, because this kind of happened to a lot of people I know, and they said you just got to call and you have to talk to the human, and then they fix it or they don't, but it's not going to get done automatically.
That's what I've heard from people too. And I've even got a guy. So I got a guy I work with that still hasn't got his unemployment, and he's back at work. Like he was off for like 9-10 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
And he's the one in our group that hasn't been paid. And, you know, thank God his wife works and, you know, they had a little saved up and whatnot. But I can't even imagine being in that situation where you just aren't getting paid. And, you know, a lot of us have lived or live paycheck to paycheck. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's fucking scary.
It is hard to imagine. And it's so unfair because some people are just getting like $1,000 a week, and no matter what. And then other people haven't seen a dime. And maybe they needed more. Maybe they have, you know, hungry kids to feed, as opposed to a single Joe that's just getting $800 to $1,000 a week, which a lot of people are.
Well, when I got sick, I was really fucked because I couldn't collect unemployment, even though I worked for 25 years for the same fucking company, never missed a day.
Mm-hmm.
Being sick with cancer doesn't qualify for unemployment because I'm not being laid off. My boss was really strict about it too.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, there's ways that you can get unemployment, I think, when you get cancer and you get sick.
Yeah.
We're paying for it last year, and in your taxes, there was a deductible they were taking out for whenever you get sick, and it was like a paternity leave for like men, you know, so they could be home with their wives. Yeah. Help out and stuff like that. You know, it was a new law. It was a new thing we're kicking in for this year. And imagine that. Imagine that. Fucking a law that came around that's going to help you when you're sick and when you can't work, and then all of a sudden fucking 220 hits.
Yeah.
We haven't worked. I mean, everybody's shut the fuck down. It's weird.
Yeah.
Isn't that? I find that weird.
It's crazy. Well, it's crazy that we're John Mark's not answering for some reason, but it's crazy that we are sort of like doing this, putting our toe in the water of going back to the real world and immediately pulling it back out. A lot of cities, I don't think they have done this necessarily like officially, but the businesses are just starting to close back because they were opened up, and then 2 weeks later everyone's getting sick and they're like, oh right, and then so they closed up again, realizing that the quicker they put this genie back in the bottle, the quicker they can go back to maybe saving their business. But it's crazy in Wenatchee right now because almost nobody is masking up. Now, it's been that way all along.
Oh, my God, really?
And this is bullshit 1.5, this phase 1.5, which allows a lot of these places like bars and restaurants to open back up with limited capacity, and they're supposed to be doing social distancing, enforcing that, and people are encouraged to wear masks. almost nobody that I see going out is wearing masks. And I'm like, you know, these motherfuckers claim to be super supportive of these small businesses that are barely hanging on, and now they finally get this little crack in the clouds to try to survive. And they don't even have the fucking common courtesy to show up wearing a fucking mask to slow the thing. And it's just going to go right back to where we were, if not worse. Or even if it doesn't, to me, it just baffles me that people won't make the tiniest fucking sacrifice just to show support, because just the what if of it going back. And then because I promise you, those businesses that somehow managed to cling on, and I have no idea how they did it. They won't survive another shutdown, even if it's a month. They won't survive it.
Yeah, here's the thing: is a friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours, we went to school with. I ran into him a month ago, and like a week before the pandemic hit, he bought a franchise of tanning salons here in the valley. Right?
Mistake.
Yikes.
Well, I mean, at the time, it sounded like a great idea. Fuck yeah, we'll just buy these 3 businesses. I mean, they're ready to go. They
hidden cameras in the booth. I mean, huh? Oh, remind me to tell a little story regarding that after this. Go ahead.
Anyway, I was like describing. Said, well, you know, why don't you get I'll loan you one. I have one from work. It was a digital thermometer. You could that's what they do in dialysis. When I go into dialysis, they'll take your temperature, and if your temperature's high, they won't let you in.
Yeah.
And so that's like something you could ward off. You know, if you have a client coming in, oh, no problem, let me take your temperature. You know, if you're fine, it's good. If not, then we're gonna have a problem. You know, kind of just turn them away.
Yeah.
But he said this, you know, and it made complete sense. He goes, you know, we thought about that. You know, him and his wife. He said we thought about that, but the repercussions of being that business that shut down because it was contaminated with COVID, he didn't want to take the risk, because once that word of mouth comes around, they're done. You're shut down. You're not going to ever get.
So he's delaying reopening until this thing's gone.
Yeah.
That's good thinking. Wow. That's really smart thinking, because that wouldn't happen to the second, third, and fourth business. But that everyone would remember that first business that was like,
exactly.
Oh, shit.
Think about it.
I'm going tanning ever again. Yeah.
Well, think about the Whole Food store. Like there's like only a couple in town, and like that particular one got shut down because of COVID. You'd never go back.
Yeah.
You would.
I got some casino. I got some casino drama I could share with you.
You can share it, but before, real quick, I just wanted to. I'm sure I told this story before on the podcast, the old one. But my first wife was tanning. Go ahead, Chris. I always leave a
Jody?
window.
It was Jody.
She was tanning in a prominent local tannery. It was a 2-story number. She was on the top floor, and as soon as she got naked and started to climb into the booth, she just had this feeling that somebody was watching her. But she's like looking all around. It's like, of course there could be, maybe that smoke alarm up there. There's a camera or something, but she just felt eyes on her. Then she scanned the floor, and right over next to the bed was like some sort of a vent grating, and some dude had popped his head up to where like he was wearing the grating as a hat, like a fucking cartoon character, staring at her while she was completely fucking naked. And she's like, okay. She said she pretended to not see him, stayed calm, wrapped a towel around herself, and went out and calmly told the people at the counter that what had just happened. And they actually went down and caught the guy. I don't know what happened after that, but that is some bold peeping. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Like if I had noticed like a little keyhole in the wall, I might put my pupil up and see what's going on. Putting your head through a grate, like he worked at it. And what? I guess he just froze like a deer in headlights instead of like slowly, retracting, lowering the grate back into its proper box. Never saw me. Never happened.
Yeah. Goes right back to the front desk where he's waiting for it to come out and complain.
Yeah. Crazy. Anyway, so what's going on at the casino?
Well, okay, so we have one competitor casino near us, and they're smaller. I'd say they're probably half the size we are. So, I feel pretty good about most of the things my casino has tried to do. I hate that we're open. Don't get me wrong. I fucking hate it. But everyone opened. And I think the tribes kind of move as one usually when it comes to big decisions like this. Yeah. So we haven't opened our bars. We haven't, we canceled all of our entertainment and shows. We don't want to make some big gathering of people. It feels irresponsible, right. Obviously. So the casino that rivals us has started reaching out to the bands that we canceled and started signing like contracts with them, like exclusive ones and stuff, because we're not doing any shows, and they're going to start in July. Fuck. So they're going to start holding concerts and shit. And we just saw a post, they're going to start karaoke at the end of the month. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
Like how do you do that?
Yeah.
Right. Ugh. You can't get like disposable microphones.
I mean, you'd have to have a shitload of microphone covers and swap them out with every singer, right? And then have them sterilized between. I just don't even.
I think what they'll do is they'll have their trusty Shure 75s up there with the metal head, and they'll just have to swab it, with one of those moistened towelettes. I'd probably do it, but
guys, what if it's
karaoke? Just holding that microphone after the greasy person had crammed down their buffalo wings before you, and yeah, it's gross.
I hate to say it. I don't want to sound weird or anything, but what if they're all sitting around and going, "Oh, this is payback for all the blankets the white men gave me."
that ain't half bad thinking. God help us if the natives come after us. Yeah.
Well, the thing is that our casinos,
but they could get sick too. Is the thing.
The Clearwater casino is open. I'm not sure about the Buzz Inn. I'm assuming it is because I don't think they would want to have the Clearwater take all their business. But I think
everyone is open at this point.
The Chelan one's open. It's been open for about 3 weeks.
Yeah. They all have to open. That's the thing. It's the competition thing. Like you can't be. There are a couple of prominent cocktail bars here in town that have yet to even post on their Facebook pages about when they're opening up. So I'm wondering if they aren't tits up at this point. But I'd say 80% of the bars and restaurants, the staples anyway, are back open. Again, with this limited occupancy, it's something like 20-25% occupancy. I don't know if that includes the staff. I'm guessing it does. So I don't know how you even keep the doors open with that without your landlords giving you a big break on rent, which I hope a lot of them are, but who knows if they're even able to do that. Okay, John Mark just texted.
Nachos.
Bert. Fuck, making nachos, I'll bet. Oh, that was you that said that. No. Was that you?
John Mark that said it to us.
Oh, BRT is what he meant. Okay.
I made some badass Philly cheesesteaks last night.
Just hearing you say those words, I'm like, I haven't had a Philly cheesesteak in a long time, man.
And delicious.
Real bread, real cheese. Okay, John Mark has joined us. How'd you do that?
I don't know.
It was pretty neat,
bro. Sounds like something a spy would do.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It was weird. I got a notification from Skype earlier. It was like one of those randos that's trying to add you or whatever sometimes,
Yeah.
But the number, it came up like it was like 5 ACB to bet, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And so when I just now opened up my Skype app, it said there was a conversation that was like some random string of numbers like that, but it was like Ron Evans and Christopher Hart, and I was like, that's weird. So I clicked on it and it said join call. I was like, okay, and then it asked me to join.
That's awesome. That's way less cumbersome than you. This is brand new Skype, and you guys are coming through on my Mac, so maybe something just lined up a little smarter than with the previous setup. But I'm glad you're here, because before we moved on to anything else, I want to talk about Chaz, now known as Chop, a bit, because I've been watching a lot of the live feeds of leading up to this, and what, for any of you who don't know, I think it's international news at this point, but a part of where these protests were happening, and the one that we were talking about last week, That all happened in an area called Capitol Hill in Seattle. It's just kind of your typical neighborhood. I mean, like residential / cafes and bars and stuff, one of those little borough type places. But they had been fighting with the police to march up to or past, depending on who you asked at the time, the eastern precinct of Seattle. And, given what was going on in New York and Minneapolis and seeing what was happening to some of these police stations, some of them were fucking gutted by fire, like they're completely gone. The cops understandably said, no, you can march elsewhere, do what you want to do, but we're standing firm on this little block here. So that became the battle zone, if you will. Finally, after shit just kind of kept getting out of hand, and then there was that shooting that went away and no one's talking about all of a sudden. The next day, just inexplicably, the cops were just gone. And that police station had been emptied and boarded up, just abandoned. So, starting from that area where the initial battle zone was, and going down another block or so to the police station, this group has taken over that entire place. Now, they initially called it the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. Now it's CHOP. What is that? What is CHOP now? Capitol
I can't
Hill
remember. Occupied
place.
Yeah.
I don't know why they changed it. I've read a couple stories, but it didn't really resonate with me. But either way, the idea was to set up this place that is not only is it not technically part of Seattle and not technically part of Washington, but not technically part of the United States. This got a lot of rolled eyes and groans and pumping fists of support, like, go get him, Tiger. I was somewhere in the middle, I suppose. I was rooting for it in a lot of ways, just to see what's happening. Because along with that, about that time going on in the rest of the country, we're starting to see some pretty major things, like cities actually talking about changing the way they do the police force, whether that's defunding a major part of the police force or subdividing, because there's a lot of people that are arguing like, well, if you defund the cops, then we're going to have anarchy. But I think a lot of
people don't understand what that means.
Yeah, what it really means to most people. Now, there are people out there that are straight up anarchists, and they do believe that we, the people, are capable of policing ourselves. I'm not one of them. I don't think that we are capable of policing ourselves. I think that we've proven time and time again that these idealized scenarios, all it takes is a couple of people to take advantage of it, and it fucks the whole thing up. And you're always going to have that.
That seems to be happening now, according to eyewitness accounts from people that I know.
I'm going to share my eyewitness account from last night. In fact, I should go pull up this feed and see if they're back at it again tonight. But before we get to that, I want to talk about my thoughts on the defunding the police department, or at least completely altering it, because I'm curious about what you guys think. But to me, the best version of this that I'm hearing is, let's maybe start doling out some of these things that we would normally send cops to other more qualified people. And when I was thinking about that, it was like this analogy occurred to me. Like when we go to our general practitioner, because we're feeling weird, we found a lump or something, they're going to look at us. They're going to give us an initial inspection and maybe recommend some other tests or maybe some procedures and send us to a specialist. But they are sort of like the gatekeepers, and or they'll just say, no, that's 100% assist. It's no big deal. It's a spider bite. Go home. Don't worry about it. Then if you do go down that road, they're going to send you to, someone that draws your blood, a lab technician. And then someone's going to read that lab work, which is a different person than the one that drew the blood. And then if it's bad, they're going to send you to another specialist and do more tests. And it's like there are like 30 fucking people that are specialized in one piece of equipment, one type of test, one type of treatment. You wouldn't expect your general practitioner to be able to do all of those things and operate on your brain, or, administer chemotherapy to you, or do an organ transplant. And yet that's kind of what we do with the fucking cops. Like, think about how many things we expect them to be ready to handle with 800 hours of fucking training before they're given their gun and said, good luck. It's fucking insanity that we have done it this way all along. So a lot of that talk about defunding is really a talk about let's put way more money, because most cities, if you look at the pie charts about where all these like public money or the funding is going to, the overwhelming Pac-Man in that pie chart is going to the police. So why not make that a much smaller force? Maybe we don't need to send armed men to every bridge jumper. Maybe we don't need to send armed people to every domestic dispute. Maybe there are professionals that are better trained and that specialize in these tasks, that we don't need, people that are just kind of ramped up in general because they never know what they're walking into. That's how cops always describe their job. Let's save those for, the same way that we wouldn't want to send a fire person. We don't want a fireman going up to an armed shooter. We wouldn't call that guy. I think it's a great fucking idea to start doling these things out.
The police department is done. They have beat cops, they got detectives, they have, sergeants. There is a formality of it. And I get what you're saying, but defunding it.
Yeah, but that's not how they operate.
Answer, because it's like, if you're in a domestic violence, say your first wife Jody was beating the fuck out of you
Sure.
and had a knife.
She could have.
Wouldn't you want the cops there a little faster? So you
but again, that we're not talking about.
The problem is
erasing the police force.
Get there.
We're talking about limiting the cops. What we call them out to.
Be able to have brand new cars, brand new cruisers, brand new fucking guns, brand new fucking armed ammo, all that shit.
But if we have fewer of them,
it's the top of the line stuff is all they're doing, and that's the reason why the pie chart's so big on them, is because they're spending a lot.
Yeah.
I agree. I think they should not
on things that they don't need as a military organization, which is what they've become.
Sure.
And they do not, we do not need an armed military force going into somewhere that we actually need a social worker or a psychologist or a psychiatrist or someone who's trained to deal with mental health issues. It's like, if you send someone in there with an AR-15 that's jacked up on testosterone, that's all they're looking for is some reason to fucking put somebody down, which is what we have right now, for better or worse. That's what you're going to get, and that's what we're seing.
Yeah,
so when people call for defunding, it's like, let's take some of this money that's being spent on paramilitary equipment and put it towards other people that can be the ones to go and do these things that the police should not have to do because they have better things to do, right? So
and therefore we would need fewer of them. And if we have fewer of them, it would take less money to get them the top cars and the top guns. They could still have all that because we wouldn't be buying it for 200 people per county necessarily. So there's a lot that goes into that, but I'm sure that if we sit down with rational minds, you could come up with all sorts of ways to defund the police without taking away. And to go back to your point, Lyle, yes, when someone's got a gun to my head and I call the cops, I'm going to want them to be there, ready to rock.
Relatively fast.
But let's say that they're hung up talking to somebody because they were in a domestic dispute or they showed up to a fire call.
They're dealing with that middle-aged man that was just thrown to the asphalt by two teenagers. And
then he took my hat. It was like theft and everything.
Or they're stealing some kid's skateboard, come on.
Yeah, you could call a principal for that. We could have a whole bureau of principals. Anyway.
The rationality of it all is that not every fucking cop's like that. Dude, we have friends that we went to high school that are cops. We could get them on the show and listen to their side. And their job is doing their fucking job. Right. And
the fact of the matter is
they enjoy the
job that they shouldn't have to be doing because they're not trained to do all those things.
After so many years, you become trained in that situation. A lot of those developing crime infested cities and stuff, that's what they're trying to say is that, with a lot of poverty and a lot of, especially like in city life, if you look at those pie charts, that there's not enough funding going out to the schools and the education of the younger kids and stuff.
That's where it needs to start. Putting money into into education, putting into social programs, putting into like getting rid of poverty, so that these types of situations are fewer and more far between,
Right.
and also just getting rid of all the racism.
Yeah, and the other thing about shrinking the police force is that it would be an easier. I made the analogy, I think, on last week's show, that this is such a convoluted clusterfuck of a organization right now that it's hard to imagine getting in there and doing true improvements. But if you shrunk it and kind of rebuilt it from the ground up with specific training, including way more de-escalation training, and if they had money to do it, get all the fancy bells and whistles concerning non-lethal uses of force, along with the lethal uses of force, because sometimes you just got to fucking shoot somebody. I don't think anyone's going to argue that. But how many videos have we seen now? They're all surfacing, whether it's black, white, or whatever. Just videos you're like, there was zero reason for that cop to have shot and killed that person. Like zero, especially when they got tasers, they got mace. We're seeing everything, all the toys that these guys have on their little Batman utility belts right now. By the way, did you guys see the drive-by macing that the cops were doing, just like out the window at the protesters,
fucking swats.
Standing on the side of the road? It's like, this goes back to what I was saying last week. They know that the entire world is watching, recording, and streaming everything they fucking do, and they're still acting like this. This is the definition of systemic shit right here, because they don't think they're going to have to answer for it. Like, fuck you. Standing out there protesting, fuck you. Here's a mouthful of mace. All of those cops should be fucking fired. But I guess I guarantee you they aren't.
The thing I think is that they should go through psychological profiling, and they should be actually accountable for what they do. They do it in the armed forces. They do it in Secret Service, where they have background checks. They check all the way back into your grade school. Talk to your grade school teacher. Talk to your high school buddies, your first job employer. There are people that do that, especially for the federal jobs. They should do that for police department.
Yeah,
and then weed out the fucking idiots, because
I think that you're correct in calling for accountability.
Well, it's not only that. I think they should be able to, over a few years, be analyzed and actually sat down with a psychologist. See if it's not fucking their brains up enough where they're doing this. This guy, apparently, that killed this dude with the knee to the neck, knew the guy. They used to be security guard buddies at a bar.
Right.
Is that true? I had not heard this story.
Yeah. And apparently they had a big brawl.
Well, they were not buddies.
Yeah,
no,
there are some that are saying they never even met, but they definitely worked at the same club, as bouncers at the same
and they argued about
era.
Some, like the guy that died, unfortunately, he said that he didn't like the guy because he was a fucking dick, and how he treated the people that would come into the club, and he was very, very abrasive and quick to throw, to boot people out, and he was very aggressive about it. So they knew each other.
That is something, if that pans out to be true, that's something that could potentially bump him up to first-degree murder.
Straight to prison. 100%. That's murder. Mm-hmm. I don't like you. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Like, it's murder either way.
Yeah.
It's definitely murder. He had so many chances to get off his fucking neck.
Murder 1 and Murder 2 works is that it's better for them to charge somebody with murder 2 because that states that you made the decision during the event to kill somebody, which is easier to prove
not
than it would be. Murder 1 basically states that, you were at home and you thought, I'm going to fucking kill that guy today. And you planned it out in your head, and then you made, arrangements to go and do that thing, which is a lot harder to make stick. Mm-hmm. Especially in a situation like this. Yeah. So I think that they made the correct move in making it murder 2, because it's going to be
so too.
Way easier for them to get him off of murder 1.
Honestly, I was thrilled that they bumped it up to murder 2 because it was originally murder 3.
Yeah, but going back to your point, Lyle, you are absolutely correct in that no matter how this job looks in the future, as it stands now, absolutely everybody should go through regular psychological evaluation,
for sure,
because everybody has a different breaking point, right? Things affect people differently, and the problem with the way that it's set up now is that there's such a systemic attitude of us versus them, that literally the cops are like, it's us against the world. That's like what has been, in, for better or for worse, for whatever reason, this is what it's come down to, is that they feel like they are against everyone else and everyone else is against them. So that's sort of the attitude that it is systemically. And there's a reason that cops don't go to jail mostly for, or get accountable for things that they do. And that's because they feel like they are sort of like, there, what is that thing called there? It's like the thing that they have, a qualified immunity, because basically if you do something in the line of duty, you can't be held accountable for it because you were just trying to do your job and it's a tough job or whatever. Well, that needs to go away. Everyone needs to be held personally accountable for the things that they do. And B, we need to figure out how to get it so that like people will not be afraid to say, hey, this guy's acting kind of crazy. Like, I think that there's something going on there. Maybe he should be pulled to desk duty for a while and
without
be
having to worry
examined.
about the rest of the brotherhood being like,
coming
we got
after
ourselves
them,
a little narc bitch,
which
right
is
there.
what we got right now.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's just
exactly
like,
what we got.
we got to get that out of there. And once we figure out how to do that, then we can talk about making all these reforms. But until that happens, that ain't going to happen. Just like all this stuff like, oh, sure, we're banning chokeholds, we're banning tear gas. Fuck, you can say whatever the fuck you want. That doesn't mean they're going to do it.
Well,
obviously,
and
they don't
Trump
do
even
it,
left a pretty big loophole with that. He was like, unless you think your life is in danger, it's like, well, that's the problem. All the cops have ever had to do is say they felt threatened. So that's not even a change. But one thing that's changed, a lot of things in pop culture are starting to change.
Oh
and
my God!
Did you see that Aunt Jemima is now?
And Uncle Ben's.
Oh, Uncle Ben's
rice.
too. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
There's probably a few more that we're not thinking of. That
here's what I'm thinking. Like, is this going to lead down to the long-awaited, long-requested Redskins name change? I mean, like, are we going to get to that point? Because I know
that still hasn't been done. It might. This might be the thing, because there are a lot of things that come up from time to time, and then they just calm back down. This one doesn't seem like it's going to calm back down for a while.
I mean, like, it's been so fucking great. I got to be honest. I love the news. Like, even today when I was reading about Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben's, I was like, this is great. This is fucking great.
What is Uncle Ben's? Is that rice?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Uncle Ben's. Someone said that on the East Coast they have, to this day, Darky toothpaste.
No.
I'm going to Google that real quick. I haven't heard of it.
We can text Lyle's sister, see if she has any.
Oh, man. Talk about something that would not fly today. But you know what is crazy? That people are like getting fired from their jobs for doing things like what Lyle's sister did. Like, they'll find a yearbook. She's in the yearbook. There's forever proof, public proof of that day. What if she gets fired?
That's nuts.
Like, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? Because I mean, you gotta understand the time. And yes, this wasn't the 1930s, but I don't remember anybody. I could be wrong, but I don't remember people thinking like, "Holy shit, that's some racist ass shit." Like, I don't even remember the phrase blackface being thrown around until I saw what's that Spike Lee movie?
Well, dude, as a culture, like in our generation, we weren't racist. I mean, really. I mean,
we told racist jokes, but I think you're right for the most part. We weren't. I mean, we weren't the type of racist that Darky toothpaste.
Like that it wasn't like I don't know.
Well,
we dealt through the 90s, I think, here in the Wenatchee Valley, is that we had that whole
uneducated about the origins of some of the things that we were perhaps saying and or doing or seeing. I would say more to the point, because it was just like, once again, back to a systemic problem that people really didn't talk about too much. And I think that it's all sort of like in the intent. It's like, back in the day, like, I used the word fag a lot, you know what I mean? but I didn't mean it against, like, I didn't really have any kind of like real comprehension of what that might mean to somebody who was gay when I was saying that, because I didn't know anybody who was gay, and B, didn't have any like negative, like, I wasn't trying to disparage any, you know what I mean? It was just another
It was just a
word,
fun
like
word
fuck
to
or
say.
shit. Where that came from and what the connotations are, then you kind of change your behavior, because like, hey, that's not cool. You know what I mean?
Well,
Take
I mean,
a look.
in fact,
Take a look at your
cigarette,
chat there,
same
by the way.
thing, you know, we dealt with a lot of different cultures too back then. It was acceptable, you know, because you watched your TV. We didn't have cable TV, and if you didn't, then you got stuck watching Leave It to Beaver, where they say gay was fine. You know, the beginning part of the Flintstones. You know, gonna have a gay all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't like it was like really pushed in your face like a bad thing. You know, it was a word. You know what I mean?
I just don't think we ever really stopped to do the math. Like John Mark said, we never did, like we are now. I mean,
Well,
we've changed our usage of these words years ago. A lot of these words, but now we're doing it on that deeper level, and it's like we're finding all these other things, including Aunt Jemima syrup that is on tables across America. How many times do people stop to look at that and think, "Well, that's some racist shit"?
Is that going to be like, you better go buy some cases, because you know some fucking white supremacists are going to be looking for them shits on eBay.
It's like, I can't get my auntie. Did you guys see that picture I sent? Over, yeah. So Darky toothpaste was a thing up until apparently just a few years ago, when they changed the name to Darlie. And it still has a black man on the cover, but it's not like that grotesque.
It doesn't.
Blast.
You gotta be shitting.
What? The Darky.
I just can't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find someone on that thread said they were finding Darky toothpaste in some stores as recently as like 3 years ago. I can't get any definitive. Trying to scan the Wikipedia. Anyway, you guys go ahead.
We were talking about you know, like racist stuff, like in the Valley in the 90s. We dealt with the Skookum Indian head that's been around the Wenatchee Valley for years and years. It's just a winking Indian face that wink at you. It was on the avenue for years.
It's a winking caricature.
You're talking about the big. Okay, like
Yeah,
you're talking about a big ass marquee, like a sign, right?
Yeah.
Like it was a giant fucking. Am I mistaken? Is that what this is? Yeah.
Yeah.
And they took it down for like 10 years, and then there was a huge petition to bring it back. And I believe it's up now, isn't it?
It is up now, but it'll be one of those things to go.
Not surprised.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be gone now.
It'll go.
A lot of our schools here in the Wenatchee Valley are named like General Lee School. General Lee will be renamed. Yep, that's already in talks. That's been in talks for a while. See, this is the thing. This is my point. Is like all of these things that have come up every time racial tensions tighten back up. They just kind of, that tide just ebbs again, and then it's like no one talks about it anymore. But this time is different. Shit is getting changed. But speaking of Skookum, that now, if you look at that Darky toothpaste, and then here, let me send you the upgraded version here, and it looks like they may have called it Darky toothpaste all the way up into the 2000s. This is insane.
God damn it! That's fucking wild.
I don't know if they use that logo. Here's another picture. Look at this. This will give you an idea of them at least retracting some of the super racist shit.
For our listeners, the first toothpaste picture, it looked like straight up like 1920s kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
just
classic blackface. And then as you move to where it's Darlie, it's very similar, but you see how it's not that racist caricature. The deal with the Skookum Indian, and anyone can do a Google of the Skookum Indian, it'll pop right up. It's very famous. Skookum. It's not like a portrait of a Native American. It's that cartoonish. It's that, if you watched old racist Bugs Bunny movies about cowboys whipping them evil savages, that's kind of what Indians looked like. Now this one's green for some reason, but most of them in the cartoons were red. But going back to
Let's for apples as ones.
your point, Christopher, yeah, Redskins probably a ticking clock. What else can we think of that's probably about on its way out?
One I wanted
There's
to
probably a bunch of
touch
sports
on,
teams.
The Braves, right? The Atlanta Braves. I don't know if that's. I don't know.
The Braves,
Probably not.
that doesn't sound too bad. I guess it would depend on their logo. Their logo
It's
might
got
need
a
to be
fucking
changed.
Indian in it, if I'm not mistaken, like or a tomahawk or something. I don't know.
That
I
might
don't
be
know.
on.
I
That
don't
might
know.
be on the fence.
Braves and Chiefs. I don't know. It depends on where you
Yeah,
like. Where
Chiefs
you
and
stand on
Arrowheads
that,
is
but
quite different from
definitely
Redskins.
Redskins is
Yeah.
not kosher.
But see, when
so.
you look at that, I'm having a hard time. I haven't seen the Redskins logo in a long time, so let me pull it up. I feel
It's
like
just the name
if you
itself.
took the red out of, like, if you made it just a little less red, I feel like it's kind of a typical. At least that looks like a Native American chief. I don't know. Maybe it's still considered lampoonish. It's hard to say. Oh, there's a black and white one. Now, see, the black and white one looks.
Yeah, but it's the
way
name
better.
itself more than anything. Like Redskins
It's
is a
definitely
slur.
the fucking
that
name.
needs to go.
Oh, actually, it looks like they have made him more brown in some of the more recent versions. But yeah, some of them. Oh, the older ones, straight up red. Yeah, that'll go. It has to.
Yeah.
It has to go.
to.
We
Right?
can't just
That's
do
not bad.
this.
I mean,
once.
in
We
a
have to do
world
this.
where NASCAR banned the Confederate flag,
Mhm.
like, could you? Who saw that one coming?
That's an American.
Oh, well, that's a revolution. That means a revolution is happening when you are penetrating and permeating even the most stalwart. That's when I realized that Trump really was something extraordinary in terms of what the fuck. Because even so many staunch, diehard Republicans, right wingers, are like, fuck this guy. Like, I just read, I wish I knew who it was. It's like a prominent Republican politician just came out and straight up said, almost word for word, he like, this is one of the most terrifying people we could have in our White House right now. Like, Rot's hair with what's going on Rot's eye. This is about as bad as it gets. Of course it could be worse, but it's pretty crazy that this is, of all time, like of all time, that we decided to experiment with a Donald Trump president right now.
Yeah.
And it's like both sides agree. It's like, this guy just doesn't have that presidential thing, even if it's bullshit. Like, someone was pointing, I've been reading a lot of good shit. Someone was pointing out that no matter what you felt about Obama, Clinton, even the Bushes, in times of crazy doings, there was always this attempt at being calm, presidential, and inspiring, and at least saying the lines in a presidential way. Donald Trump doesn't do that. He never stops being a cunt. He can't help it. He goes straight to Twitter and is like, fucking that snake Jay Inslee up in Washington. And we're all like, oh my God. By the way, did you see that latest exchange between Trump and Jay Inslee? It was
I saw the one last week. When was
that's probably the one I'm talking about, where it was it was the stoop texting. So Trump
Oh yeah.
was talking about this chop
Must be stooped.
I
slash.
didn't hear anything about it. Let's hear it.
Well, Trump said something. Let me just look it up so I can quote it verbatim. Let's see. Stoop. Trump stoop. Should get it going here.
Yeah.
It was all about the Capitol Hill thing. So Trump said, "These ugly anarchists must be stooped." And, and then Jay Inslee replied with, "A man who," listen to this. This is our governor responding to the sitting president. He says, "A man who is totally incapable of governing should stay out of Washington state's business." Stoop tweeting. And then he said another one that was even more catty than that. about him being insecure. But the mayor of Seattle also responded saying, "Make us all safe. Go back to your bunker."
Oh, bunker bitch. Hashtag.
There was another one that Inslee said it was something to do with, the last thing we need right now is an insecure president threatening military action against the protesting American population. And I was like, holy shit. Like, say what you want about the dude. He's throwing some... he's having tea with this fucking president. There's fucking tea.
All the steel.
It was really an interesting back and forth, but ultimately I walked away with it thinking like, oh God, this is going to cost us.
Well, it might cost him later, man.
As Washingtonians.
Pissing fucking Trump off, man.
Fuck, I think there's enough people that didn't want to be in the quarantine that I don't think anyone's going to get reelected. I don't know. Like,
yeah, it's interesting. It'll be really interesting.
It's weird. It's
really. Who's done an amazing job? Really, honestly, like I don't.
We glamorize fucking celebrity and people.
Glamorize, I like that.
That's my next band name. Glamorize.
Well, we do. It's what we do. That's why Trump's a fucking president. That's why Ronald Reagan in the 80s was a president, because he was an actor. Everybody liked him. He's going to change shit. We need to stop that and actually find people that are educated and smart enough to do their job.
We need to.
You can't be doing this anymore. We got to stop this.
We need to completely eradicate the two-party system. Until we do that, this is never going to stop, because all the two-party system has done has made the Democrats, the Seahawks, and the right wingers the 49ers, or whatever is happening in your local neck of the woods. All this is division. It's complete division. It's easy to rile us up. It's easy to distract us. It's way too fucking easy to vote, because all you got to do is go D, 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 R, 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 R. And then when you get to the things that are initiatives and stuff, they still steer you in the direction. And these pundits will tell you how to vote. Like, this two-party system has made us all angry dummies. And we just want to point at the other, like across the aisle at each other, and blame. If you had 4 candidates, let's say we have 4 primaries. That's what I'd like to see. I think 4 is manageable and better than 2. And they all debate, and come vote time, you vote for 4. And none of them have a political affiliation, because there are no political affiliations. You're politicking for change or causes, or keeping things the same and traditional values, whatever it is that speaks to you. There would still be some natural leaning. Okay, well, I feel like this is more conservative. But if you did away with the two-party system, those people who are more maybe in the middle, or even swing across the aisle quite a bit, they wouldn't be forced to lock in to one side or the other, and more shit would get done. It would be, but more importantly, it would be harder to vote. I don't think it should be easier to vote. I think it should be harder to vote, because it makes us read the fucking shit. No one's reading anything right now. No one knows anything about these fucking initiatives. No one knows anything about what the real meat of what one candidate versus another candidate represents. Almost nobody. So they just go to the D. They just go to the R. And that's the easiest, most mindless thing on planet Earth. And this is how we are electing the president of the United States, one of the biggest, most powerful countries on the entire planet. This is how we're doing it.
I have friends that are like, were born and raised like Democrats, and now that they're older in life, they want to be Republicans. And it's just like, I guarantee you, if you're any part of either party, if you educated yourself, you would probably be against it.
Yeah,
probably
you would be an independent. You would be like, no, I don't. I think I like this, but I don't like that. And I like that, but I don't like this. And those things are all over the spectrum. You can't just be like, I'm this or that. That's just, It doesn't fucking work.
But that's what we do when we say, oh, I'm a liberal, or I'm a conservative. We've made it so anyone can do it. And we've made it so all you have to do is pick the donkey or the elephant. It's the goddamnedest thing. There should be no parties. No one has ever, I've gotten in arguments about this going back to when I was in my 20s. I was like, why do we do it this way? Why can't there just be And at the time, I was really rooting for the independent, and libertarianism, at least on the official ticket, was a new thing. The Green Party was a new thing. These other options were popping up, and I was like, this is the right direction. But it was all bullshit too, because it's just another party ultimately, and everyone was too afraid of their beloved party losing out because of these guys, so they were villainized, and it ultimately didn't change anything. I would love to see a complete abolishment of the two-party system. Go ahead, though.
You want to know how you've been duped? Is you look at the end result on each party and they're elected, and then you think to yourself, is that the absolutely best fucking person they could bring to the fucking table? And it's not.
Nope.
No, we don't get the best people to even start thinning the herd. We start with like a bunch of fucking butt fucks that want to be famous, have some power grab, or they're born into this family or that family, or they did a good job being mayor, or they did a good job being a senator. And also, if we can have an age minimum to be the president, can we please add an age maximum? I'm so fucking tired of seeing these goddamn, at the risk of being ageist, I don't want an 80-year-old telling me what is good for the future of this fucking company. That guy, his prime was so unrelatable to anything going on in the world right now. When they were changing the world, quote unquote, they could not have ever foreseen anything that we would be going through right now. Let's maybe ramp that back a bit. And again, we don't call ageism or cry ageism when we say, oh, you have to be, what was it, 35? We just talked about this, 35 or 45, something like that.
I think it's 35.
We don't say, oh, why can't we have a 19-year-old for president? No one's crying about that. I think it's fair. I think 35 is a good place to start. Yeah. I think 65 is a good place to fucking end it. Like by the time they get out, because again, if you elect a 65-year-old, he's going to be almost 80 if he gets 2 terms. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Well, have a conversation with the 60-year-old and see how his ineptors are firing. You know what I mean? There's, I'm not saying people that are 60 are dumb and old, but like, there should be a cap limit of lifers that are in our government that want to like, hey, this is my job and I'm going to sit here until I die, kind of thing. That needs to go away and be limited to like 3 fucking years and then move on, and then you can't go again.
Have you guys seen the collection of videos and photos comparing? Like they're basically like the left, it keeps coming up with all these videos and photos of Trump looking like a doddering old man, and the right is doing the same thing with Biden. And they're both losing. They're somehow both equally losing because it's like, holy shit.
Is it just the right though? I mean, like, I think it's just pretty kind of common knowledge that like Biden's sort of like going downhill. Like
the first inkling I heard of he's showing signs of dementia was Biden, but now the counter protest to that was, well, look at Trump. He's leaning forward.
Did you see the ramp? Yeah. Did you see the ramp video where he's like taking each step gingerly? Yes. He can't lift the water glass to his face without his second hand coming up to help him, and just weird shit.
Yeah.
And he's an old man that's by all accounts been abusing amphetamines or the like.
Yeah. What is it? He's decades, allegedly on. Is it? What's that speed? That legal speed?
There's all kinds of fucking speculation, like Adderall to like European
cold legends that he does that shit like different kind coffee,
different kind type of Sudafed or whatever in it. But
that shit ain't good for you, especially at that age, man. That's
stuff.
No,
nothing is good for you at that age. Life is very, very difficult for people at that age. Listen, but maybe it was Rogan. Someone was talking about what the average life expectancy is, like 82. Is that it for? And then the average age that people were dying from COVID-19, I think, was like between 85 and 87. It's like, well, wait a minute. The average person dying from COVID is older than the average human life. Like, that's an interesting thought, but it just got me thinking about Biden and Trump, and I can't believe we have once again found ourselves choosing between two very incapable
Doddering
looking
old men.
human specimens.
Just to end what I was kind of thinking about, I think it was Rogan too that also said this too during the Hillary kind of election, that people that are being elected should be able to wear, and like you mentioned, NASCAR is wear like jackets with all their sponsors on it, and see where their money's actually really coming.
Well, that's something that's been brought up jokingly, but I fully support it for members of Congress. Where it's like you have to wear a jacket, and like all the people that you are taking money from, all the what do they call them? The
supporters,
lobbyists.
Yes, all the lobbyists that you're taking money from for all those things. You have to wear a patch that shows where you're getting your funding from, so that we can see. Oh, so that's why they're saying that.
I think it's fucking brilliant.
I mean? So
it's brilliant because that point has been driven home brilliantly using other analogies, like where is your food coming from? You know, that organic, quote unquote, organic small farms company that you think you're buying from will follow the family tree all the way back to Pepsi and Disney.
Oh, that's Nestle.
It's like, wait, what? It's like, that shit is super eye-opening. And can you imagine if you were able, and make that all part of the voting process? Why the fuck wouldn't it be? And this whole thing where we've done this, you can't get over a certain amount of money from these type of donors, but you can get, sky's the limit with other type of donors and lobbyists, and none of that really has to ever come to light. None of these tax records ever have to come to light. We have to sue to get these tax records. How about we just make that part of the application process to be president of the United States? Or is it already, and we just keep seeing bullshit about it? It doesn't seem like it should be. We should be able to track people's record best we can if they're going to put themselves in this incredibly microcosmic position.
If you're the fucking leader of this country, you should have nothing that you should be able to hide. You know what I mean? Like you should be fully transparent.
You forfeited your privacy.
If someone asks you
to some degree
for dinner last night, you better goddamn well be able to tell them what the fuck you ate last night. You know what I mean?
Right.
There should be no fucking secrets and hiding bullshit.
Yeah, you're at the top of the highest of paparazzi. You know, you're the fucking president of the United States. You should be able to. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they're gonna find it anyway. Well, sometimes if they don't kill you. Now, speaking of that, I think looking at the clock, we better move on. I could talk like this. This is what I've really been wanting with all of this, is to get to a point where we know a little bit about how things are headed. Because the last couple months, there's been so much, and there's still a lot of that. Time. And there's still a lot of, but we seem to be looking at at least some truths concerning Black Lives Matter movement and concerning COVID-19. But, and the other thing, we keep talking like, well, we'll find out in 2 weeks. I feel like we've been saying that for a month or two, right? But the other thing about that is this is just another virus in a lot of ways. Now, the window for it is really not that different from the cold or the flu. Maybe they're giving it a little bit more of a window, but most cases of any virus transmission, you're going to be sick within, think about every time you've got a cold and you know exactly who gave it to you. What is it, like 3-4 days max before you're sick?
About 3 days,
I don't think this is going to be any different. So I think we have known way more about this thing from early on. In fact, I just saw some, what was it? There's some event. I don't know if it was a concert or a sporting event that was like in November or December, where they're now thinking that a lot of American transmissions started there. But here's the thing. Sarah has cold symptoms right now. So we're all like, oh, Jesus Christ, here we go. But she called. Are they
though, Ron?
She called today. And this is the second time in the 3-month period that she had cold symptoms and called in and is like, I'm fucking exhausted. I got a runny nose. But because she didn't have a fever or a cough, they said, no, you don't qualify for a test. And I'm like, I've read enough stories at this point to know that not everybody has the same goddamn symptoms with this, just like not everybody has the same symptoms with any fucking virus. It's how your immune system and your unique DNA, your unique physiology responds to it. And so she got shut down. How many people have COVID-19 that tried to get a test and couldn't get it? This is starting to drive me literally goddamn bananas that we can't just get a fucking test at Rite Aid or whatever the fuck. We still can't do that.
America, fuck yeah.
I'm sorry, but there is some bullshit with that. There's something seriously bullshit with that.
Doctors, man, they're hand in hand. So it's kind of one of those things. I mean, you don't know because you're not a doctor.
I just watched Doctors and Doctors Part 3 before getting on the show. That was good stuff. I don't usually go gay, but when I go gay hardcore. And medical based.
Get that letter from the high up saying, this is what you have to do to keep those numbers down.
Listen, if there's anything that I trust about as much as the government, it's the medical industry in this fucking country. The last thing they want us is, they kind of want us hanging on, but they don't really necessarily
and knowing what we're
well.
talking about so we can help them when they're trying to diagnose us.
Yeah. Yeah. WebMD was like the worst thing to ever happen to a general practitioner. That's kind of what a general practitioner is.
Oh, you mean you've got cancer, MD?
Yeah, you've got MS, depending on your symptoms. The last 10 years or so, when I've gone in to get anything looked at, it's been the general practitioner basically just goes through the first 3 or 4 paragraphs that I read on WebMD. It's insane. It's like, oh, okay, you guys are now obsolete, except they're not, because there are occasionally these things where they were like, your heart rate sounds funny. Listen, it was a guy stepping in for a general practitioner that heard my brother's heart rate. It wasn't the heart rate, it was the noise it made. He just happened to be a specialist stepping in for the general practitioner. He was like, it was just fucking checkup. And he's like, we got trouble here, gang. And what he specialized in was aorta defects. And my brother had an aorta defect that if it hadn't been discovered when he was like 26 or whatever, he'd be dead by now. Who knows? 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 5 years ago, he'd be dead by now. So there are, I'm not trying to say that there's no reason to go to a doctor. There definitely is. But it is interesting how WebMD must be super frustrating for the general practitioner. It's like, oh, good, you know everything. But we kind of do. There's no question. Sometimes we do. Sometimes when we go to the fucking doctor, they tell us exactly what we read on WebMD, and we go home.
What do you think it would happen if we did have a second outbreak? I think I've heard a lot of people talking about just like making the sick and the elderly quarantined out.
Well, didn't Florida just recently reclose all the fucking bars and restaurants and shit?
Just yesterday, I think they reclosed all the bars and restaurants.
Was that official though? I think they're doing that. I think the businesses are doing that themselves. I don't think that came from the governor. Am I wrong about that?
Either way, it's a thing that is happening, right?
Well, that's where we started. That's the story that I saw. I think it's the story that I saw. I could be wrong. Maybe this is an official, no, you must do it. But listen, if you were a business owner and you're like, I gotta fucking try, and they're letting me try, I have to try. And then 2 weeks later, half your staff is homesick and diagnosed with COVID. A handful of your patrons are diagnosed with COVID. Could you imagine wanting to stay open? No matter what, even if it meant the end of your business, like, fuck it. I guess COVID just killed my business.
All of these problems that these business owners are having due to this situation could be alleviated with some good leadership in Washington, D.C. And it's not there.
You don't like what Trump's doing?
And, it's basically...
Trump is our goddamn president right now.
The country's been left to fend for itself. And that's why we are seeing.
Well, honestly, John Mark, I think it's worse than being left to fend ourselves because he's riling people up. He's not just out golfing. I wish he would. I wish he would go out and golf and stay the fuck off Twitter and stop poking the leaders of Korea with a stick and our fucking governors with a stick. It's worse than being left to our own. He's fucking it up.
Did you see, I think 10 days ago or so, he sent out or retweeted 200 times. This is what he has time to do.
How is there not an in between?
200.
Yeah.
See, I was always under the impression that somebody else actually did that shit.
No, dude, it's him.
Oh, it would be
Because, like,
100
oh,
times better if someone else did it, because no one
Yeah.
else is going to
Obama
do that.
had like a secret like tweeter that went and just tweeted shit that it would
Because he was smart.
Well,
That's
a lot
what
of
you fucking do.
celebrities-
You hire someone to sound
Yeah.
eloquent and say the right things while you're busy running the country. Trump is
Yeah.
sitting on his golden shitter for 6 hours a day, like, fuck you, you fat fuck.
Yeah.
Just
Most
shitting out every
most
thought.
celebrities and high-profile people do have a team of people that actually run their Twitter accounts and social media for them. Like they will, from time to time, say, "Yeah, I approve that. Please post that," or "I like this. Please retweet that."
So
But they have someone else doing it. Trump is just doing him by himself.
let me tell you
that
something too.
surprises me.
This
Well, it surprises me
is-
that he's allowed to do that and not have a
Me too. That's the thing.
Exactly.
How is he allowed to do this?
a caretaker to make sure that he's posting the right, because he could fuck up easy. And think about how we
Well, he
do it.
already has.
Well, I mean, us, when we just talk, we text each other and like fucking spell check goes nuts, you know? I mean, this is America, you know?
You know what? He doesn't give a fuck.
Wow, that is just nuts.
It is nuts. Chris, you had something to jump in there.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I know now that those kind of services too, having somebody run social media, it's fucking wildly expensive. It's really expensive.
It is expensive, but the reason
sure.
it is sometimes worth the money is, one, you've got a business to run. Like, I thought about doing it for Radar, and I'm good with social media. I'm good with Facebook anyway. I stopped with Twitter and okay with Instagram, but I was really adamant with Facebook. That's kind of how I did all of my business. But I was so goddamn busy running the business.
That's
And I
the
didn't know all
things.
the bells and whistles and the tricks.
Oh.
And Facebook, you know, every one of these social medias, they change their algorithms and their rules. So it's smart to have
Yeah.
a social media.
Yeah, to do it properly,
job.
you have to have someone basically dedicated
It's
to
a
doing
full-time
that.
job.
That's what exactly. Yeah.
And we're talking about like a restaurant or a fucking hair salon could benefit from having one of these people on full on tap. The president of these United States of America, I don't think should have access to anything that doesn't. Listen, what other era? Like Nixon couldn't just get on fucking NBC and say whatever the fuck he wanted. There was a press conference set up, and all of his handlers and all of his people, they went through every word he was going to say. They rehearsed everything. They guessed what questions he might be asked if it was a proper press conference. It really was like Reagan didn't get out there and just, you know, he could talk off the cuff. I mean, Reagan was probably better than just about anybody talking off the cuff. He was an amazing public speaker. He was an actor, but he
We've
could,
gone past the event.
but he couldn't
We've
just
gone
get
past
out
the
there.
Event horizon now, Ron.
But he couldn't just do anything that he wanted at any given time. He couldn't just directly communicate to and publicly to Gaddafi or who else was in fucking Reagan's era, Gorbachev. He couldn't just
Kim Jong-un.
directly say something like, you know what, fuck you. Russia sucks. You know, you guys live off potatoes. You are bitches. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Well,
This is
that's
what our
exact-
current president does.
Well, that's exactly why I would think he would have a handler, because that would do anything like that could easily start a fucking war.
Oh, yes.
That's
Could
that's why
and
we've
will.
been so panicked about this, man.
He has no handlers. He almost like he literally
He's got
tweeted
ball
shit about
cuppers.
nuclear war against fucking North Korea. Like, and people were freaking out about it because it's like,
Yeah.
dude, he just like talked about fucking nuking you basically, and it's like, what the fuck?
Wow.
He's unhinged and has no handlers.
That's crazy.
It's insane. And I agree 100%. How has he been allowed to do this? But here we are. And, I wouldn't
Yet here we are.
I wouldn't be surprised to learn that he is part of an experiment. It's like, you know what? Let's just get this dipshit in the White House. Let him go. See what happens. Maybe it opens up the gateway to the next dimension. Maybe it starts World War III. Maybe nothing. We don't know. But when you got people there are still, now don't get me wrong, there are plenty of people that are still backing this guy with even right up to this bullshit Bible picture that he just took after the Secret Service had to gas a bunch of fucking protesters so he could stand in front of a Bible that was backwards or upside down or some shit. By the way, does anyone look less natural holding a Bible than Donald Trump? Now, I don't usually like, I actually rather hate most Hitler and Nazi comparisons to, a lot of modern American things. But somebody did, I think it was a Photoshop job, but it still worked because someone posted a picture of Hitler holding a Bible next to, it was a photo, he was holding up a book, something, and next to the awkward staging of Donald Trump. And it was like, if I didn't know, I would guess that the guy on the right is the bad guy. And that was a chilling fucking feeling. And that was a chilling realization. I don't think that Trump is Hitler. I just thought, if I had to guess out of those two, anyway.
No. Yeah.
I was just going to say, I don't know if that picture was Photoshopped or a real picture of Hitler or not, but it was like a fucking chilling comparison there.
It worked.
One of the Photoshops I seen was of Donald Trump with the shaved head, and he fucking looked good. I was like Jesse Ventura good. It's like, dude, you should fucking just shave that shit off.
You couldn't do anything to his hair or head without improving.
You know how much respect you get? Because he's a joke. He's a fucking ass. Everybody's making fun of him, and the most thing they make fun of is his fucking hair. If he were to shave it off completely and just bald shave it, he would look 10 times better. And
okay, but let's say that he did that tonight, and then tomorrow he does just a rudimentary press conference, and he comes out bald. What would your first thought be? Like, oh shit! I would feel like he's gone like Apocalypse Now, crazy. I don't think that would make me feel better. He would look better. There's no question.
Yeah, I wouldn't take it as a good sign because
like, okay, now things are gonna go well. He's a skinhead.
There's just no way that he would ever think that was a good idea himself. You know what I mean?
At
like
the
he
height,
personally would never think.
At the height of Black Lives Matter. He comes out as a skinhead.
Just starts screaming, "Witness!"
Oh my god! I wouldn't put it past him, and I wouldn't put it past 2020. We're halfway through this year, man, and it's been the longest decade of my entire life. I'm ready to see I'm ready to see nothing. Actually, I'm ready to just see. Can we go back just talking about the Kardashians? Wasn't that the good old days?
Here you go. Here's a picture of bald Trump.
Without seeing, I bet he's going to look like Vincent D'Onofrio as...
He looks like a cop.
What's the villain in... Yeah, it's 100 times better.
He looks better bald. I mean, yeah.
He looks like he's there for business.
I think they de-orange his skin a little bit to help it
Sure.
out too here.
Back to my question I asked about like 20 minutes ago.
Look at those three pictures together. It kind of all flows, doesn't it?
Well, here's the deal: is like they do kind of flow together, don't they? Like our economy can't fucking handle being off for an entire year, and most people can't. No. So what do you think would happen? See, I'm fine with being quarantined because I have to be. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would be doing it anyway because I'm not fucking retarded. I'm not going to go out and go to the bar or anything like that when there's anybody that's sick around me because
it still sounds so gross. It just sounds gross. It all sounds gross to me right now.
It does.
I hope it doesn't in the future, but right now, the whole world is just a bunch of vapor and spit.
Right. It does make you kind of a hypochondriac when it comes to anything now.
It's taken me back 20 years with my germophobia and hypochondriasm.
Yeah. You were making such good progress.
I was. I had made huge. You don't understand. I was an agoraphobe. I never left my fucking house because I was afraid of the world. I had done the opposite of that, where I ran a very busy nightclub and performance venue.
You were cum swapping like 3 nights a week.
4 on a slow day. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, my point is, what do you think would happen if we had to shut down again? I mean, because you'd have
Here's
to keep going. You know what I mean? You'd have to make some form of forward progression to make sure that
exactly,
it's still going.
Yeah.
that's the point. Exactly, that's it right there. What this has already shown us is that everything is running, hanging by a fucking string, slapped together with fucking duct tape and fucking chewing gum. You know what I'm saying? And we need to figure out how to make this shit run so that's not how it's working, because it's just inexcusable that there's so many businesses that are running on like a fucking 6% profit margin, 10% profit margin, like month to month. It's just inexcusable. There's no fucking reason for it. We have to figure out a better way to do things.
I'm
What
really
that looks
curious.
like, I can't tell you,
Yeah.
but all of this stuff together has come to show us that, wow, we really need to look at what we're doing and figure out a better way to do things for everybody, because this is not sustainable.
No, I'm curious.
It really highlights our fragilities as a society and as a species, honestly. Like, we are a very, very fragile thing. And one bug sent us off into a huge direction. And the racism thing is a much bigger deal. But the racism thing, all the riots and the protests and, you know, what that led to also shows our fragilities and how we're not prepared to deal with any of these big things, partially because we've had it so good for so long. The people that look like this photo here, we've had it too good, quote unquote, too good. And I remember, way before any of this BLM stuff popped up, we were talking about this concerning COVID, just COVID alone, about how maybe this is the thing to spark the revolution where we rebuild our government, our financial structure, we rethink things in a new light and really look at what's working and what's not, and what has worked and what hasn't. Honestly, instead of just, once again, going right back to the two-party system and just saying this group is leaning this way and this group is leaning that way concerning an economic structure. So we divide ourselves. We don't have to be divided anymore. We don't need to be led anymore. We just follow those letters. We go where we know that tide is going because it's comfortable and it's what our daddy and our granddaddy taught us. Even if we rebel to some degree, there's this inherent thing even in that keeps us going back to the same thing. But we thought that this could happen solely because of that. And now, on top of that, here we are dealing with looking at ways of restructuring massive parts of the government, massive parts of the entire police system, the way we do.
And people
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, people keep saying, "Oh, when things get back to normal," it's like, you know what? I don't want things to get back to normal. Normal wasn't good.
I don't either. That's the point of the Black Lives Matter movement.
We need to figure out a better way to do things.
Yeah, there's no going back. But you can see how stubborn we are about that. We want to cling to these things that we think are correct. And again, it goes back to the same thing we've been saying week after week after week at this point. Ask yourself and look around and ask yourself truly, honestly, when no one's looking, you don't have to say it out loud, just think about it. Is this current system making me and everyone around me thrive? Are all the people that I care about, are they thriving, not surviving? It shouldn't be about, well, everyone I know is doing fine. They're paying their rent. And then what? Are they paying their rent and then busting their ass just to pay the rent again? That's not thriving. And it's okay if we all agree that that's life. But the promise of this country is the land of, opportunities, possibilities. And I do think that it is more than many, many places. But you are agreeing to play in somebody else's field no matter what you do. This illusion of freedom, this illusion of choice, to some degree, is what keeps so many people thinking that this is just it. This is the tits. This is the greatest show on earth, period. And that's where people don't realize that they've been, and they hate this word, and I understand hating this word, but because when you say brainwashed, What you're not talking about that you're stupid. You're sheep. I hate that so many people use the term sheep or, you're just blind. That insulting tone. It's like we have all been brainwashed to buy into something that never existed. So why are we so afraid to let an idea that never came to life for 99% of the fucking people that have built and pervade and carried this fucking country so that 1% can stand on top and say, see, look at the riches that we have amassed. Use us as examples. Be inspired by us. You can achieve anything. Get back to work and you owe us this much money for your taxes. Like, ask yourself and truly answer honestly, are you thriving? And is everyone around you thriving? I don't think many people would say yes to that. I really fucking don't. And yet, most of those people will also say they don't want to see any kind of radical change when it comes to that financial structure. So why? Other than brainwashing, why?
Fear.
Yeah, fear of...
He wants to
fear and lack of vision.
Are you out smoking a cigar with the birds, John Mark?
I'm just sitting outside.
What are you using to podcast? Your iPhone?
Yep, my phone.
That's fucking amazing. That sounds like when you put your white noise machine on nature. Like, that's crystal clarity that bird's coming.
We've got quite the wildlife sanctuary going on here.
Awesome. We do too. I've been watching a ton of quail lately. We got tons of baby quail running around the yards. Chris, you were going to say something?
Oh, no. I was just like, I can't believe that was coming through John Mark's line.
I know. I didn't think it was. I couldn't figure out what it was. I was looking on my computer, and then I know that he muted and then unmuted again. I was like, how fucking clear that is. That's his phone. See, we can do this. We can make this all happen. But we can't figure out how to maybe get everyone on more of a fair share, whether it's financial or racially speaking. We can do this. We can genuinely do this. Why are we so goddamn hesitant to do it?
The thing is we're...
Because we're fucking split.
Well, no, we're one of the richest companies, one of the richest countries in the world, but...
It's okay. You can call it a company. You can call it a company. It's okay. You wouldn't be wrong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all our money goes to war. It goes off to other countries, It goes to other things. It's not...
We don't know where the fuck our money goes because the government isn't accountable, just like the cops aren't. See, I draw a lot of parallels, I should say, between what's happening with the police and what's happening with the government for a long time. Like the lack of accountability has led to the same type of abuse. They don't have to answer to anybody, so why fucking would they? They'd be insane to police themselves after centuries at this point of not having to.
Well, this is kind of going back to my question. What I'm saying is, like, what if the outbreak happened, for a second time? Everything has to shut down. How are we going to go forward? Is it going to be another stimulus check? Is it going to be, because like I said, we're one of the most richest countries in the, world.
Yeah.
And all our money's going
giant
to war.
Debt.
What's going to work is John Mark's boss is going to give us all enough money to buy our homes. Well, someone actually added that up. And if Jeff Bezos... If Jeff Bezos, I can't remember what it was, if it was just the country or the world, but if Jeff Bezos distributed his entire fortune to the globe, it would be something like $1,000 each. It wasn't. Now I'm confusing something, but there's something like that. Whereas like everyone keeps talking like, why isn't the richest motherfucker on planet Earth doing more right now? Which is a fair question to some degree, but it's like he couldn't even begin to really cover everything.
Well, in the
current system,
if you take the amount of money that these billionaires have, and you're like, what if we distributed it amongst everybody? Like, it really wouldn't amount to much.
Everyone would get $1,000.
What can be done is that those people could put more money into figuring out ways to make it easier for everyone else to actually raise themselves up and contribute more, produce more, like be more, you know what I mean? Like it would take time. There would have to be things that would have to be developed, systems, plans, all these things, and it would take time. They could theoretically, you know, like take more money and spend it on things that would help people do those types of things, but you couldn't just take that money and just distribute it freely amongst everybody else. Go, here you go, here's your $300.
But like free colleges,
it's not going to solve anything.
Free hospitals, you know, free colleges, free education, shit like that. That would work. You know,
we have every resource to make that happen. And we have forever.
We totally do.
We just
That's
don't.
what I'm kind of saying. It's like we're the richest country in the fucking world. Why can't we have this? I mean, Canada's got fucking free healthcare.
That's the biggest question here is why?
Right?
Why can't we make everything less expensive? Why can't we just start ramping down the cost of everything equally? Like, couldn't we? Wouldn't that still be the same? Like, you're still the richest in the world, but instead of having $6 billion or whatever the fuck, you have 10 million. We ramp our way all the way back down, but we also level things out. I don't know how anything works. I just know that what we're seeing right now is bullshit. That's all I know. I'm not smart enough to figure any of it out, but I know that there's enough money on this planet to take care of everybody.
How anything works, and I don't know how anything works either, you know, to a finite level of detail. But what I do know is that I can tell you from my experiences in the jobs that I've done and the experiences that I've had is that nobody knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah,
and
I believe that. I believe that. The same way that when we were kids, we thought maybe some of us thought that when we were older, we'd know what the fuck.
Yeah.
And then we got older and we're still like, what the fuck?
I can tell you for sure that it's just like every day, literally, I am astounded by the inability of people to think for themselves and make a decision and just do a thing, just do a job. You know what I mean? And it's like, I constantly ask myself, how does anything fucking happen? How does any of this work? How does this actually fucking happen?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like any of it should.
No. And most of it shouldn't. I suppose that's where we get the 1% thing. It's like for 99% of us, it doesn't work. And for 99% of us, it doesn't really happen. We just keep it. Go back and watch Metropolis from 1920 something. An amazing piece of quote unquote fiction. It is such a beautiful allegory of, now, I'm not one of these like vehement anti-capitalists, but I'm anti whatever the fuck is happening right now concerning our financial system, because it is so fucking unfair. And it's so bullshit that we are in a country where we are constantly shoved propaganda down our throats and up our asses, so it meets together somewhere in a rockin' capitalist party in our guts, that this is the best way to live on planet Earth. I'm like, but I bust my fucking balls, and I almost killed myself running Radar Station, and a good month I was pocketing like $90. I'm not shitting you. A good month. I've made money. Radar Station made tens of thousands of dollars, but everything was so goddamn expensive to do that I was basically borrowing money from my mom to pay my fucking electric bill. Ugh, as a 5-year business owner, Lyle worked faithfully every fucking day on time. I know he's not the type of person to call in sick even when he was sick. And he would just go into fucking work faithfully. And like he said last week, run in circles around a lot of the whippersnappers. When he got sick, that had nothing to do with him. The doctors even said this is not, it had nothing to do with the drink. It had nothing to do with your lifestyle. You got fucking unlucky, son. You have polycystic kidneys. On top of that, one of them is an entire tumor. He can't get enough help in and of itself to just live comfortably after all of that. I'm sorry, on no planet is that the best system on Earth.
It was like 10 months.
You see what I did there? On no planet is it the best thing in the world. Yeah.
Well,
so
10 months, no income. what you did for me starting that GoFundMe, and my aunt, she gave me $2,000.
Yeah.
And that saved my ass from being homeless.
Yeah.
Literally homeless.
Yeah, because you were in the process of even getting anything. And that's another thing is like, even if you do get these benefits, the system is so fucked and choked that you're like,
to get my Social Security. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck. Do whatever. Hang in there. It's a lot like what they asked us to do with COVID-19. It's like, well, we're going to look into the stimulus package. Till then, good luck. Fuck out of here.
The things I worry about is like, and you guys are not in the situation, so you're not really thinking about it. But like, if we go back to normal and things go bad and we go back to lockdown again, as soon as you get any kind of wind of things are going to be okay, you're going to have people that are in my situation, like that I go to my dialysis, that are going to think everything's fine. And they're going to go out and they're going to go to the bar and they're going to go drink. Half of these fuckers don't even want to be alive. Half of these people are chain smoking out in front of the building before they even go in to get their shit. When they come out, they're puking their guts out, because they're fucking hungover from drinking too much fucking whiskey the night before. Yeah, these people don't care. You know what I mean?
I wonder why they're even doing dialysis.
Because they have to live, But like, it's the point. Like, I'm dying. Who gives a fuck, right? You know what I mean? I got the opposite.
How long would it? Let me ask you this, Lyle. How long, if you stop doing dialysis? Like, just say tonight, you're not going tomorrow. How long, is there like an estimate how long you would be able to live?
I would guess maybe a year. What happens is your kidneys process your blood and that blood gets cleaned out, right? So if I just quit, what happens is my blood becomes contaminated and gets worse and worse and worse until it shuts down your other organs and then you die.
So even if you took a break and went back to it, you would probably be fucked.
Then they build up in your organs, and your organs shut down.
Ooh, dude, it's fucking ranks hell on your nervous system. Your the sensors and your nerves start fucking building up potassium, and it also starts building up sulfur. No, it's not sulfur. It's
I'm building up sulfur. I know.
It's phosphorus.
Sulfites.
I believe it's phosphorus, and what it does is it pinches down on your nerves, and you're fucking. You know how like when you get twitchy foot, like when your foot goes to sleep and you wake up, kind of like that, but like all over your body. It's fucking horrible.
Ooh.
Way to go.
Yeah, no one likes that.
That's if your potassium level gets too high, and without a kidney, your potassium, you don't have the drainage to filter out of your system. See, dialysis works with most everything else besides potassium, I believe. I think potassium is the one that dialysis doesn't touch, and I have to take binders. I have to eat like fucking horse pills every time I eat anything. What it does is kind of binds onto the phosphorus, and you poop it out. But like the rest of your blood gets cleaned out.
Calcium.
Well, not calcium, it's potassium. Not potassium, it's phosphorus.
Yeah, but isn't calcium a binder though?
Calcium is that's regulated through your blood. They'll filter it through your blood, and that's where ever since dialysis, my teeth are all fucked up. They started to develop, I think, like cavities and shit because they're literally sucking the calcium out of my teeth and my bone. But that's neither here nor there. What I was kind of getting at is the fact of the matter is like most of those people aren't going to give a fuck. So I guarantee you somebody's going to walk in there with COVID and spread it, and it's just the fact of life.
Here's the thought.
People don't care, they just.
Well, here's the thing. Looking at the clock, I need me some news quiz. I'm sorry. I need me some weird trivia. And we originally set out to talk about movies. How about we do this? We're going to record that movie podcast at a later date because I like this discussion. I think and honestly, every podcast I'm listening to, they're still not talking about anything else except COVID and Black Lives Matter. It's like, I don't think anyone is ready to talk about a whole lot yet. So let's push it one more week. Who cares? And that gives more people time to watch the movie. Now, we're going to be talking about two movies next week. One is Swiss Army Man. These are both on Netflix. And the second is the documentary series. There's 4 or 5 episodes. The Jeffrey Epstein. Watch all of them. You got one more week for those of you that slacked. We'll get on to that. But I am dying to everyone is dying to get a round of news quiz. A round of weird trivia for the
It's
first
one
time.
and the same at this point.
What?
And to
It's
be
been a
fair,
month.
this is a legit news quiz roundup here. This is
Oh,
all
man.
stories
I
from
can't wait.
news. Now, let's little forewarning. I wrote these when I was incredibly hammered, and I didn't do any edits today like I normally would have. I just didn't have
Good.
time.
Yeah.
So I may stumble over some of this.
Well, we
I
may
know
too.
that's abnormal. That never happens.
Sushi.
Also, some of these stories are for in saving since we went on quarantine. So there's
Okay.
some oldies in here from. It's all COVID related.
Oh,
sorts.
good. Timely.
We're gonna go usual order, and as always, we will read the answers after we've read all the questions and see how you guys did here. All right, y'all ready for this? I'm turgid. Okay.
Excuse?
Turds.
Okay.
It's turgid. Okay.
Good Morning America reporter Will Reeve, who is the son of late Superman star Christopher Reeve, has become a bit of a viral sensation after he did one of his segments from home, where he did most of these reporters have been working from home.
Yeah.
But he didn't realize when he did this that the camera could see this. Was it A? His eccentric collection of semi-pornographic belt buckles.
Oh, semi-pornographic belt buckles. If anyone should have that collection, it's gonna be me.
Was it B? His dirty whitey tighties, complete with skid marks in a pile on the floor.
Oh, man.
God, can you imagine having to give
All
a
too
fucking interview in your bedroom or office or someplace you have to live and
Yeah,
was
and then cleaning
Yeah.
before, right?
yeah.
My bedroom looks amazing if I clean it. If it was a night after the devil's business,
Raro.
and most nights are, I'm going live on CBS News.
Was it C? The viewers could see that he was wearing a nice suit top, but definitely not wearing any pants.
Okay.
Or was it D? The viewers could see his Joe Exotic Tiger King desktop wallpaper on his computer.
Oh, timely indeed. All right.
Monster.
Okay. I definitely saw a story about a Zoom meeting or one of these video conference calls where somebody was wearing all the right stuff from the waist up, but not none of the right stuff from the waist down. I don't know if it was this story, but since that's in my head, I got to go with that.
Okay. John Mark.
I know that I've seen story. Yeah, like Ron said.
I think it's kind of a widespread thing at this point. Is the problem?
Yeah,
Chris might have
I don't remember.
used
I
that
don't
to his
remember
advantage.
hearing anything about Christopher Reeve's son, though. I'm gonna go
That's
with
a good point.
what's the bigger scandal? A Joe Exotic desktop or semi-pornographic belt buckles?
The
Depends on
age-old
if he was
question.
Carol Baskins.
What's the fucking Carol Baskins?
She took over.
I'm gonna go
Zoo.
with I'm gonna go with the tidy whities.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Lyle, what you got? God,
I'm a firm believer on the shirts on, pants off kind of interview.
A firm.
There you
Kind of
are.
doing it right now. You know what I'm saying?
So you got a baby on your lap? Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. Grab it with two hands, please. Yeah. All right.
All right. Question 2.
Okay.
Once we get over Lyle's dick jokes. God damn.
God damn.
Question 2. Thank you.
Sure.
One of the most frustrating things about this pandemic is not knowing enough about the virus, how it spreads, how to stop it. If you tune into the news one week, they'll tell you something different than the week before. This was the case a few weeks back when a ridiculous news story was being shared about one method of transmission that got people a bit riled up. What was the story that was shared a bunch that turns out wasn't true at all? And it wasn't like a onion piece or something. Like somebody started sharing it, and our places started picking it up.
Gotcha.
Is it A? So what's the method of transmission we're talking about? Is it A, breathing in an infected person's fart cloud?
No, you never want to do that.
Just a little crop.
No, not even if you're into fart porn.
Is it B, walking through an infected person's cat litter that has been scattered outside of the litter box?
Oh, that's true.
Interesting. Felines have been known to be able to carry COVID. We don't know if they can transmit it to us.
Same with
they can
dog.
carry it.
Is it C, crying in the same room as someone else that is also crying?
No, 100%.
Or as Christopher calls it, date night.
No, as Christopher calls it, after.
There's only one person crying on date night because I'm alone.
Oh,
That's good.
Or is it D, clipping your fingernails too short?
100%.
To
One of
spread
these
it.
things, yeah, one of these things was or to contract easier.
Okay.
Like it just spread overall. One of these things was a genuine article of concern. Again, just to recap, breathing in an infected person's fart cloud, walking through an infected person's cat litter, crying in the same room as somebody else that is also crying, or clipping your fingernails too short. Ronster, what do you got for me?
Wow. In a sea of great answers, that might be Nessie. There's truth to all of them, including. Well, see, I just came across a story where somebody was arrested for farting on a cop. And I feel like part of what he said was like,
I gotta know what your Google alerts look like.
I got the FBI can tell you. I'm gonna go A. That's the farting one, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna go with the farting one. I could probably simplify this entire game and just say I'm gonna go with the farting / poop one.
The brown heron.
Yeah, I feel like I saw something. I know I saw something that tied fart vapor into a possible transmitter. Although, yeah, I'm starting to question who I'm following on Twitter. We shall see.
Okay, John Mark.
Well, fart clouds as a brown herring has the ring of fake news. So I'm going to go with that one.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot.
Dang.
You leave me to analyze stuff. When you cut your fingernails really short, what happens is sometimes you can make that cuticle bleed. And with transmissions of like hand stuff, and like if you're not using hand sanitizer, that could get an infection. If you're like have stuff on like metal for like 8 days, I think the COVID said. But I want to talk about something a little bit more serious, and we're talking about fart clouds, boys and girls. To actually look up online on X-rays and farts, and you'll see the tragic and devastating environment.
The long reach of an aggressive fart cloud.
It goes past your trousers, folks.
Oh my Christ.
So,
at least 3 feet.
Can you clarify with what you're going with?
Okay, is this real though? Is this X-ray fart thing real?
I'm going. It's got to be. It's got to be real.
I would buy it. If you think about the way the smell dissipates,
Right?
I don't like seeing that in black and white.
Infrared videos of people farting on elevators, and you can definitely see
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It's dangerous.
It's fucking
crazy.
crazy.
Wait. Are you telling me that every fart I've ever done in an elevator has been infrareded?
Yep.
Totes my goats, bro. People know.
You
Their
can see
ghost
it.
times probably
That's why
started.
room service is always slow.
If you smelt it, you definitely had that fecal matter in your nostrils, and that's how they say COVID spread through fecal. So,
Ew. See, this is gonna ruin us as a people. I'm not gonna want to go. Okay, be honest. Have you all noticed how much people fucking spit when they talk?
Oh yeah.
Now that we're in COVID. Now put that in a bar or in a concert, and they've been drinking, and they got to talk loud, and they're drunk. I might be done for.
It's not right, son.
I might not be post COVID-19 material. I ain't gonna lie, guys.
So, Lau, are you a solid fart cloud or what?
I think I abolished the fuck.
Look at that fucking video. It's like a squid shooting ink to escape death.
3 feet. At least 3 feet from the hiney, and it's covered. Wearing trousers.
Okay.
We're gonna have to do ass masks.
It's called underwear. We're on Triumph.
Look at you, look, that's going through pants.
Yeah.
Look,
So
that, and most people are wearing
first-
underwear. That guy probably has. Boy, is this debunking masks now? Think about how many layers of clothing that fart is going through to make that
It's
ghastly.
called a fucking diaper,
no pun
Ron.
intended.
We're gonna get you one. See how it treats you.
Fucking
with a
fine.
HEPA filter
If
sewed
that's what it
into
takes.
All right, you guys ready for question 3?
Are we only on 3?
I can look at fart infrared videos all fucking
Ugh,
night.
I got to get this fart window out of my view field. Yes, for the love of God, 3.
All right, question 3. Fart.
If you farted in an elevator,
Okay. All right, question 3. We all really don't know what the immediate future of sporting events holds for us. Will we have football this season? Will there be crowds? There's a lot that's unknown. In South Korea recently, one soccer team got criticized and later had to apologize after fans watching their televised match noticed this. Was it A? The crowd was actually just a bunch of scattered sex dolls. Was it B? The crowd was filled with cardboard cutouts from various B movies.
no. No, wait. What sport was this?
It was soccer in Korea.
No, we don't know what level. Professional.
It's like I don't know what level, but I think it was
Okay.
it was professional or semi-professional from the
Okay.
pictures I saw. Was it C? The crowd was actually a bunch of large potted cactuses wearing hats and gloves.
That tracks.
That's gonna be the stupidest fucking answer you've ever given.
Ron's got the COVID.
Potted fucking cactuses. 2,000 of them. And how many did they be gloved?
Where'd they find so many hats? I bet you they hired 2 kids on the app.
Fucking cactus. Go out and get us a 2,000-year-old swart that's tall enough to pass as a human. Okay. Well, I'm going to check that one off my list, but go ahead. Hey,
First off,
prove
how
me
dare
wrong.
you?
Prove me wrong.
First off, you're gonna feel real dumb. when that-
2,005 foot tall. Because there's a
Second off,
those
I did
famous
start
Korean cacti. Uh-huh.
Second off, I did give you a disclaimer that I got really wasted when I wrote these. Until we get to D, it's a doozy.
Okay.
What is a D? Most of the shots of the crowd was just B-roll footage from the Mighty Ducks franchises.
That's smart.
Crowd sequences.
That's fucking smart. Now, we're solely talking about, well, obviously, the television transmission.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Monster.
Whew. Oh, my abs are cramping. It's been way too long since I've laughed that mightily. You fucking cactus. It's such a fucking sight. You know what? Money's no option. Neither
Get
is
as many
practicality
as possible.
or geography.
I mean,
Get
you
me
don't know what kind of
3,000.
resources are available to them at any given moment.
Get me
Perhaps-
3,000 5-foot tall
perhaps
cacti.
Perhaps that was the most reasonable solution.
Super easy to carry in and out. Okay. I'm going to go with the cardboard cutouts.
Okay.
I think that is super easy to work with. None of this is practical.
John Mark.
I'm gonna go with the sex dolls.
Sounds like a John Mark response.
That seems mighty expensive too.
Lyle.
It seems kind of expensive. It seems pretty actually economical if they actually did that with the cactus, because they just like use gloves, right? Mm-hmm. Carry the cactus, put it in the chair, and put the gloves that they wear on the cactus, and then just grab a new cactus.
Wow, true that.
Same process.
True that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're a little bit more highly educatable with their editing softwares there, and probably just editing the B-roll.
Yeah, okay. That is actually the easiest solution. Because how many of us would notice?
Well, a lot of people, like, I'm not sure if you saw Joe Rogan's tweet, but he's like, doing the UFC thing, and he's a commentator, and he's like, he has his phone up, and he's like going and like, taking a picture of everything. There's nobody fucking for these events, that he's in this giant stadium.
Yeah.
There's like nobody.
Well, it's illegal to be. Yeah.
Crazy times.
I know that some of these sporting events, like baseball, has talked about, maybe it was NBA. One of these national American sports have talked about piping in audience sounds.
Oh, to get you revved up, like if you're a player. Yeah, that makes sense. It's like,
well, there's an application that they're developing actually where you can be like a Seattle Seahawks fan and download this app. And what they do is while you're watching the game, you have reactions on your phone, like cheer, boo, gasp, and things like that. And as you're watching it, you can hit these things, and based on the number of reactions they get, they will pipe those audio cues to the players. Like it'll sound like a real crowd cheering, and they get louder and louder as more people hit the cheer button. It's an interesting solution.
That's a little better than just playing a laugh track, so to speak.
Yeah. I mean, because it's actual feedback from real people, at least, right?
But you know what Rogan said about his experience in, calling the ball at those MMA matches with nobody in the crowd, was that it was like for the first time you could hear competitive level shit talking and just the body hits. The body hits. He said he was like, and this is Joe Rogan. Like he helped create the MMA. And he's like, for the first time hearing, again, performance level, not practice, not padded, but this is the show. This is the night. It's do or die. And they're hearing those cracks and those rib breaks and those fucking skull cracks like they never heard before. So who knows? Maybe this will lead us to a different type of audio scenario. But I think for the most part, we don't want to just hear squeaky shoes and people trash talking. There's something to say about that fucking crowd energy.
Well, prize fights like that would bring you closer on, watching it online and feeling like you're there. One of the big things I would think about is like rock stars, like, like the Rolling Stones, they're up there playing for nobody.
So
you know what I mean?
So weird to think about hitting like, is like Facebook with the frowny face or the sad face or the thumbs up, but it'd be like, woo, or just a sustained woo. Or
think about the energy that they drive from. That's, developed from the
that's 100% the point of playing live for a band.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially 100%. These days when
they feed off.
Yeah,
it's keeps them going and full of energy like that. So it's like, it'll be weird. It'll be really weird if shit changes like that. Because I always thought it'd be cool as shit to be able to go to a concert at home. Just sit there and have a light feed and have like a dozen cameras, and somebody's punching in the shit, and just watch a live concert from Seattle.
We've had lots of it now. We know what it's like now.
Right.
But Tech did that.
It's it's awesome and nowhere near being in that.
Well, for sure.
It's nowhere near. Yeah. It's great to fucking see, especially if it's live. If you're there watching a live streaming thing, it's really cool. Nothing is ever going to compare to being in that space. But anyway, we're almost at 2 hours. Let's get back on track here.
Number four.
One of the more amazing things about this pandemic is watching how creative people maintain their lives and livelihoods while social distancing.
What a perfect
One of my
tie-in.
favorite. What'd you say?
What a perfect tie-in.
Yeah, not too bad there. One of my favorite examples of this was this story. Now I'm going to read you 4 headlines, basically, or 4 gists, and you got to tell me which one's the real story.
Okay.
Was it A? A pizza delivery man built a pizza launching catapult that operates from the roof of his car for your safety and his. Pizza safety not guaranteed.
Yeah, that'd be tough to secure that pie.
Was it B?
As you know, Chris.
A Catholic priest loaded up his squirt gun with holy water and blasted blessing seekers driving past his parish.
Oh,
Was
it
it-
catapult?
No. A Catholic priest who loaded up his squirt gun with holy
Squirt
water
gun.
and just blasted blessing seekers as they drove past his parish.
Well, why the fuck
Bless
not?
God.
That's hilarious.
Was it C? A 10-year-old girl who opened up a lemonade stand in her neighborhood and delivered glasses of fresh lemonade to her neighbors via drone delivery.
No,
Oh, I'd be
those
down
are
with that.
so
That'd be
good.
fun.
Or was it D? All of the above.
Oh shit! You never do all the
Oh,
above.
shit, the elusive
That
all
could
of
be-
the above. What the fuck are you doing, Chris?
Straight up
The D
madness,
hearing.
bitches.
It's a new generation, and it's got crazy.
Ronster.
I can't. I got to go with the D hearing.
Oh, okay.
I think that in this day and age, we've had to get so creative that it is entirely possible that all these formerly physicality.
What was that word again?
Formerly, listen, I've been drinking.
Formally.
I've been drinking for 3
formally?
hours at this point. Yeah, I'm gonna go with all of the above.
Okay. John Mark.
Former.
Man, this new all of the above is really throwing me for a loop here.
How could you not? It's
I-
the ultimate
but-
airing,
But
this is-
and you know how I fall for them.
Oh, I know.
I'm gonna go with the Catholic priest though, just because.
Okay. Like,
It's a
I was
fun
watching somebody's Twitter, I think it was an Instagram story, and what it was the lady was like in her apartment, and she fucking took her phone out and put it out the front room window and said, "Well, it looks like my neighbor's having a parade." What happened was the neighbor was it was a graduation thing, and everybody in the class was driving by in their car, to which congratulations on graduating from high school. And I thought that kind of rings a little true bell to what a priest would probably do with a squirt gun and holy water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's go over the answers here and see how you gents did. Question 1. Good Morning America reporter Will Reeve, who is the son of the late Superman star Christopher Reeve, became a bit of a viral sensation after he did a news segment where it was really clear he was wearing a nice suit top, but he wasn't wearing any pants on the
shit.
desk.
Okay.
And
Oh, he was the guy that started
God.
that whole thing.
Fuck.
Fuck.
I did not get the connection that he was
Yeah.
Superman.
Ron, you went with it though. You went Ron and Lyle. You both got that correct.
Yeah.
Poop.
Yeah. Less than Superman. Mm-hmm.
Okay, question 2. One of the most frustrating things about this pandemic is not knowing enough about the virus, and we're getting a lot of weird, conflicted news reports on what, you should wear a mask, you shouldn't. You can spread it if you don't have symptoms, you can't. It's so hard to know. But one of the more fraudulent news stories that started circulating was that breathing in an infected person's fart cloud was a real worrisome thing.
I'm telling you, kids, dangerous. Dangerous.
That's not
All got that
to get
correct.
right. Oh.
All got that correct. Question 3. We don't really know what's.
I'm just like, come on. It's not bad enough that you have COVID-19, but to recall that elevator fart incident and know that's how I got it. I breathed that
know that
motherfucker's
God damn it, Ken.
COVID fart. I got Ken's COVID fart. It's not fair. This isn't fair.
You have to explain it to the doctor too.
So there I was. Me and Ken,
Funny, but then I
19
breathed in.
floors, 8 farts later.
We were at lunch, and I knew there was going to be problems when we were having chili.
There is chemistry by the way of noxious gas.
Question 3. We don't really know what's going to happen with the sporting future, but one soccer team in South Korea caught a bit of heat when fans were watching their game, and they noticed in the crowds that the crowd was actually a bunch of large potted cactuses wearing hats and gloves.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
Bullshit.
That was way big, but I thought it was adorable nonetheless, so I had to leave it in.
Oh, you got me.
Answer,
You got me for a second. There's like, holy shit. He did say I'm going to be sorry. And I am, in fact, sorry.
Oh, my God.
Stand on my answer, but I'm still sorry.
That the crowd was just a bunch of scattered sex dolls in different poses and positions. So, John Mark got that correct.
How the fuck is that more practical than B-roll or cardboard?
Did they have any of them? Did they have any of them positioned like they were like together?
I gotta look this up.
They let the I guess they were donated by the manufacturer of the sex doll factory, as long as they were allowed to wear like brands.
Well, that's apparel. A hell of a sponsorship right there.
Yeah, no shit. Right?
Well, I'm wondering, were they good sex dolls, like, or are they just like the cheap, like $12 inflatable ones?
Oh, they look like mannequins. Oh, I have a photo.
Yeah,
tell us, Lyle.
Well, it looks like they used both.
Well, no, I'm just
criteria for good.
Yeah,
I just know what.
Be more specific.
I don't know. I'm thinking like what are those real dolls?
Yeah, they kind of look like that. The front row looks like real dolls. Yeah.
You be the judge, Lau. Incoming.
Oh yeah, I just sent one too.
Here's the real question: would you fuck it?
Sure.
What is it like? Would you fuck it?
There it is. There it is. Okay, so question 3, John Mark got correct.
Oh, they look pretty. They look more. Than
okay,
what
that I think that's a trick question because look at
the
back row. Look what's happening back there.
Chris,
looks like cardboard cutouts to me.
But the controversy wasn't the cardboard cutouts.
But the cardboard cutouts are there.
I didn't even notice them until you fucking said.
You're too busy looking at 01.
But I'm doing a lot.
Or am I more of an L0? Am I more of an L sideways 0 guy? Yeah, you might be right. Or are you?
Okay. All right, Ron, I'll give you half a point. All right, man.
Okay.
Get down the bunker?
I'm down for 2.5.
Don't cry in the same room.
Or else we'd be dating.
All right, question 4. One of the more amazing things about this pandemic is watching how creative people maintain their lives and livelihoods with social distancing in place. One such story caught my attention, and it was indeed the Catholic priest who loaded up his squirt gun with holy water and blasts people seeking blessing as they drove by. I got a little photo of that too.
Fuck with that, because I totally would have gone with that.
Yeah. There's a little.
It's pretty cute. It's pretty adorable, actually.
It is actually.
I mean, if you got to be blessed.
Between John Mark and Lyle. So I do have a semi-unofficial tiebreaker I just scrambled to attain here. How many tweets? And so Lyle, John Mark, I want you to open up a separate private message to me in text, Facebook, whatever your comfort is. And it's going to be whoever's closest. We're not going to do Price is Right rules, just whoever is closest. Now, this is semi-unofficial. It's just what I was able to Google very fastly. But how many tweets has Donald Trump sent out in 2020 so far?
Oh, fuck.
Now, some of these can be retweets. It could be.
Yikes.
Now, keep in mind, we're about halfway through the year.
That is like guessing how many M&Ms are in this 3-foot jar.
Fucking jar. Or this fucking jar.
All works. So,
Swimming pool.
Whatever. I just put out a number out there.
Rats on Zaire.
It actually means something. Are we? Did I psychological? No, it was close. It was like
psychological. Your life.
Well, I think I mentally was thinking about Chris, and I think I was picking a number that he'd enjoy. You know what I'm saying?
69, bro. Oh no.
Oh, that can't be it. That's right.
It's got to be more than 69.
Oh, was
He's
it bigger?
probably
than
done that this week.
Well, considering that he did 200 tweets last weekend.
Oh, that's right. We just said that. That's a good.
That was in one day. That was in one day.
Wow.
Okay. So let's see. Lyle came in at 450.
I was trying to go for 420. But
Math ain't
Leave a
great, bro.
zero out.
John Mark said 2020. I'd like see what you did there. Actual number of tweets sent for Twitter for iPhone in the last 6.5 months is 11,423 tweets.
Fucking shit.
Fuck me.
11,000.
Now, I may have this wrong, but I
What
don't
is
think
that
I
per
do.
day?
That I did this pretty quickly.
Okay,
so
so that's 100 and what's half of a year? What's 365? Let's do a little bit of math out here. Okay, so 365. 365
So between
divided
that and
by
the golf.
2, that's 182. So 182. Wait, what was 11,000? How do I do this?
11,000 divided by that, half of the
11,000 divided by 182.
That would be roughly
That's
a year.
60
That'd be
tweets? Is that 60 tweets a day?
Yeah, 60. That'd be 60 a day.
60 tweets
yeah.
on average. Boy,
And like I said,
That's
that number
a
may be
perfect
wrong,
full
but
circle
it seems
for
right.
the episode.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
60 tweets a day. Is that
Or retweets, or things that he goes through and publishes
Sure.
to his Twitter feed.
Anything
there's
coming out of his
there's
feed.
More to it, but
okay?
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
No matter how you slice it, it's time
Fucking
spent.
shit, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
How can that be?
That
That seems like a full
We
day's work.
truly live in the darkest timeline, my friends.
I can't stop looking at that photo Lyle sent of Lex Luthor. It's amazing. What is the boss? What is the bad guy's name in the Daredevil series? It's Vincent D'Onofrio playing him, like Mr.
It's Kingpin,
Mr. Big?
so it's Kingpin.
Is it Kingpin? It's
Yeah,
Kingpin,
but what's his name? Fuck.
Vincent D'Onofrio is the actor.
Well, yeah, but
actor's name.
they don't call him Kingpin throughout most of it. They
Oh.
call him by his name, and I can't
I
remember
don't
what the
know,
hell it
but
is.
That show's
Well,
good. Did they ever get to season 3?
Yeah, season 3's good. It's really good.
And that's on Netflix.
It is, and I don't know if we're
but
ever going to
then
get. I mean, they're talking about reintroducing Daredevil into the MCU with probably a different actor, different setup, which I think is unfortunate because I
Would that
really
be through
enjoyed
Disney, or is that?
that. Yeah, it's going to be Disney. It's going to be
Yeah.
it's going to be like it's going to be introduced like through Spider-Man or something like that. One of
Fuck.
them.
They need to redo Elektra based on the Bill Sienkiewicz.
I'm sure it's way better, huh?
The Bill Sienkiewicz, Frank Miller
With or without
run.
Oh yeah, Bill was at the Comic-Con that we were all at.
Yeah, he's the fucking Comic-Con road dog, man. I back in the day, back in like 1988, 1987 or whenever it was when that actual run of Elektra Assassin came out, I had all of those individual issues, and I went to Emerald City Comic-Con when it was like 4 rooms at Seattle Center,
Yeah.
and he signed every single fucking one of them for me.
Is that the book where he was doing like all sorts of textural things, like the foil and?
Yeah. Well,
And,
that's kind of his deal, anyways. But it was like
Yeah.
it's like watercolors and like textural stuff and like gold foil and like just crazy shit like that he was doing. It's just fucking amazing.
It's really good shit. You know who we missed that first year of the way at Comic-Con that I missed going and meeting anyway, was Bill Bisley. Simon Bisley.
Oh shit, was he there?
Yeah, he was there that first year that we were. He was like 6 tables down. Go back and look
crazy.
at that fucking chart. He was like
That's
right
fucking
behind
crazy,
us.
man.
Yeah, he was right behind us. That was back when they would all be like right next to, all the famous people would be right next to the small people.
Dude, that was so much
Change it
fun.
all up. Emerald City just said they just officially canceled for the year. They were originally, slated. They do their typical convention in March. Obviously, that wasn't going to happen. So they pushed it to July, I think was when they were going to do it. And they're like, God, yeah, no one's coming to a fucking comic book convention in the middle of Seattle, Washington in July. And it's really sad. It could fuck up. It could kill the entire convention. Like we're talking about small businesses. You know, the margins, as shocking as it may sound, the margins of the people that put on these big conventions are so small. Like, people were shocked that WenCon was struggling. I'm like, you have no idea how expensive it is to get one of these fucking guests. And we're not getting Tom Cruise here. We're getting people that are like, who? You know, there are people that are like into the genre, or they're into the video game, and they know these names. That's who we had to rely on. Emerald City, they're getting household names. Can you imagine the money? That alone, plus the insurance, plus getting all of the vendors, all of that shit. Yeah, fuck. I can't imagine.
I mean, fuck the big cons. I mean, like, what about the touring musicians that, like, that's literally how they make their money. Like, they have to play live shows just to fucking, like, put food on their table and pay their rent. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're all forced to fucking stay home now.
I think Spotify added a donate button to a lot of artists. Like, they can request it, and you can donate directly to the artist that you were supposed to go see.
Oh.
I think so. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I saw one of my favorite bands talking about that, so I don't know.
If Rogan going to Spotify wasn't enough to get me to go to Spotify, if Spotify actually had a donate button that bypassed their coffers, if you will, that's impressive.
So one thing, I don't know if you guys have been following any of this at all, but like one thing that Bandcamp has been doing recently is, like, every so often on a Friday, they will waive all their fees. So if you purchase anything from the artist from Bandcamp on that day, all the money goes to them instead of Bandcamp taking any cut at all.
I paid half my mortgage from that the first month they did that.
So
it was amazing.
I've bought some stuff from people off of Bandcamp just because of that. And
oh my God, shop Bandcamp before you shop anywhere. Not just because they're an amazing company and their margins are huge compared to anybody else, but there are tons and tons of bands that are on Bandcamp that you won't find anywhere else. You won't find them on Amazon. You won't find them on iTunes. You won't get them on CD Baby, Napster, or Rhapsody, or whatever the fuck, Spotify. You won't find them anywhere else except Bandcamp.
Yeah. Speaking of Bandcamps and bands you won't find, I have to, like, real quick plug a band. They're from France, and they're called Slift, Slift. They are an amazing, like, space rock trio. Like, if you are familiar with King Gizzard at all, or the OCs, they're kind of like a combination of, like, King Gizzard and the OCs. From France, with a little bit more of a sci-fi focus. Fucking amazing. And if you want to check them out, they have a bunch of really amazing stuff available on Bandcamp. And if you are into supporting, like, independent artists, you should check them out there on one of those days that Bandcamp has waived their fees.
Yeah, they're doing it regularly. All right, y'all, let's get the fuck out of here. So next week, we will absolutely, positively, probably be talking about Swiss Army Man and Filthy Rich, the Jeffrey Epstein story. Crazy fucking shit. It's going to be a interesting podcast, and who knows? We'll see what happens between now and then. The news may be extended.
Oh, real quick, I was going to say that Twitch is having a huge thing with artists, and they're literally taking all your shit down. Any kind of content that has any kind of music that is not owned you, they're taking it down.
Fuck Twitch and fuck YouTube. These two entities I promise you, and I know you all been laughing at me for saying it for a while, I promise you these two entities are on their way out. I swear to Christ. They are doing everything wrong. YouTube especially. I don't know who is running YouTube right now, but I picture some crusty old nun smacking the fist of the wrist of some Catholic school kid, because their rules are getting so ridiculously restrictive, and it's clear that they are trying to push out a huge portion of their creators, which is funny because YouTube isn't really known for creating shit. They're a platform. They're a website. All they are is a fucking website. Yep. And they think that they rule the goddamn world, and on some level, They kind of fucking do because it's Google. But they are alienating everybody right now. And it depends on who you follow. I know this may not make sense to anybody, but a lot of people listening are like, yeah, I'm seeing it. All my favorite fucking content providers are either leaving YouTube or getting kicked off of YouTube for having the audacity to say fuck. People are being look this up. People are being demonetized on YouTube for saying fuck. That's where we're at in 2020. I feel like I keep saying Facebook. YouTube is being run by crusty old school marms. What's the male equivalent? I don't want to make this sexist. What's the male equivalent of a
Headmaster.
marm? Crusty old headmasters. Although I think the CEO of YouTube is a woman, so maybe it's appropriate. I don't fucking care. I don't care who's running it. They're fucking it up. YouTube has been everything, and now it's becoming this bit by bit. If you haven't noticed this, you will. It depends, like I said, again, on who you follow and what you follow. If you're not making kid content, and I mean kid content, like Sesame Street kid content, you are about to be demonetized or severely restricted in what you're doing.
Yeah, my point.
It's fucking idiotic.
With Twitch, you get a 3-point slash. You get three fuck ups, and then you're done. They'll put you off the platform.
Yeah.
And each one of those strikes, they're putting it as if you're playing music that's not solicited, that you don't own it. So that's a strike. Boom, you're banned for like a week, and then boom, banned for a week, and then third one, you're done. And it's a big thing because a lot of young artists, they get their start from Twitch. There's tons and thousands of people that got their start from people just sharing their music on Twitch.
Yeah.
And it's just a shitty thing to see, unfortunately, but it's a big thing going on right now.
America.
I just watched. Yeah. I just got caught. Well, I'm not fully caught up, but I'm halfway caught up. Mostly caught up on the 3rd season of Ozark, which is fucking amazing. But holy shit, it's not a fun show. It's kind of like It's a lot like Breaking Bad. It's got a lot of parallels, but the 3rd season especially is just grim, and but realistically grim. But there was an REO Speedwagon usage of Time for Me to Fly. That season just came out. I was like, you know what? I need to fucking listen to some REO Speedwagon. It's been way too long. I went to my Napster app and I hit REO Speedwagon, and the first thing to pop up was Time for Me to Fly, in parentheses, and this is on their official album, on all platforms, in parentheses, as seen on the television program Ozark. Like, this just fucking happened. I was like, this is how the real world is now. We find our music by watching videos and shows and movies and following podcasts. And I've had, I don't know, probably 10 people since we started doing How Bizarre Podcast ask me, who does your theme music? Now, in this case, it's me. But in a lot of cases, it's an artist that entity can push toward these people. It was like, here is who does our theme music. That's the way of the world. And one thing that YouTube so far is doing well concerning this is if you use copyrighted music, I just ran into this with the Screaming Cheese. Now, it depends on the license, because one of the songs I had to just get rid of because they wouldn't allow it. The other two, I did that interview in that mini Screaming Trees documentary that hasn't aired yet. It's going to soon. I was able to clear the Screaming Trees stuff, but Mark Pickerel had a song that was licensed in a specific way, and I just couldn't use it, so I had to cut it. Mm-hmm. But the Screaming Trees stuff, so what it does is it demonetizes that video for me. But they can put ads. YouTube can put ads on that video, and that money goes into BMI or ASCAP or whatever goes into the Screaming Trees coffers.
Probably more likely goes into Google's coffers.
Yeah, I know that's the most frustrating thing about it. But at least
I doubt the Screaming Trees are seeing any of that.
I agree. But at least in premise, it's something, and it's something that allows your content to exist. Unlike what Twitch is doing, which is strike one, you're out. Like take it out, or you can't play it.
That's really not the whole thing, though. Like, if me and Chris are playing a video game together, we're live streaming it. It's live, and he has his radio on in the background, and you could hear it over the transmission onto my stream. And it gets hit. That's a strike.
Yeah, because it's all archivable now.
Well, you can get a strike for playing your own music. Like
I have 2 of them, and you're only allowed 3. I have 2 YouTube strikes that have been unresolved for playing the Bloody Oranges, and I'm not going through BMI or ASCAP. It's simply because but because the Bloody Oranges is in what is it, C note or whatever that fucking the same shit that Shazam.
It's copyrighted somehow.
Those waveforms are online and they're registered to a band.
Yep.
They're recognizable, and so they say you can't use it. Now
they just automatically assume, oh, that's somebody's property and you can't use that, even if it's fucking yours.
Yeah. Well, it's good on one hand, but it's an incomplete system. It would be good if what happened was the band got an alert. It said this entity tried to use this song, and then it's up to you what to do.
Is this okay?
Allow.
Yes.
Think about how many things pop up in our daily life, like allow or ignore or email. Like you can do that. You can just say, you know what? I don't give a fuck. Let whoever wants to use my music, use it. But you can't do that as a license, because then you get no money for anything. So you have to do it as a bit by bit. I'll give my music to anybody and anything that I think is worthwhile. Or even not even worthwhile. Just like what if it's not like something that's going to harm me, then what the fuck? What do I care? 2 more fans? Fuck yeah, let's do it. Yeah. That's at the level that the Bloody Oranges will probably always be at. It's just a tiny band, but it's big enough to be in those systems. So it gets registered, and it's frustrating because I can't use my own music and my own shit.
Crazy.
And there should be easy ways around that. Now, Bandcamp is leading the way with that in terms of if you do things strictly through Bandcamp, they don't have any of that horse shit attached to it. You truly own all of your music. So bandcamp.com, motherfuckers. Just go search. Yeah. What I like about Bandcamp is you can search bands that you like. You like Rush? Put in Rush. You'll get 50 bands that have put them as like keywords or bands that they were influenced by. Look up the Bloody Oranges. There's like 10 albums on there. You can hear us making tunes. Probably not what you'd expect. And then go from there. You just like link to link to link to link. It's really, really exciting if you haven't done it before. And 100% free in most cases, because you can stream shit up to a point, and then they'll say, all right, look, motherfucker, you played this album 30 times in the last month. Why don't you pitch in a little bit for the Gipper here? But anywho, let's get the fuck on out of here. RadarStationArt.com at gmail.com if you got emails, show suggestions. I think what next week will end up being will be half emails, because we got a lot of great ones to get caught up on, and half talking about the movie and the documentary series and getting caught up on any news that pops up. But right now, everything's up in the air, like life itself. So if next week we talk about nothing but the latest thing that happened, I think we're all going to understand that. But anywho, patreon.com/Tales from the Space Pod if you want to kick any kibbles in there to feed our cats. We all got cats, don't we? All 4 of us?
Dogs.
Yeah,
cats,
we all got pets.
Dags.
Dags. I like dags.
Hogs.
Holy Snikes, it's time to watch Snatch again. How long has it been since I saw Snatch? Good shit. All right, you guys. We'll see you next week. Did Chris already check out?
Seems like it.
Oh, man.
He just had to go. Well, he's
missing out.
He's been jacking off for the last 15 minutes.
Stay away from those fart clouds, kids.
Stay away from the fart clouds. Night, guys.
You know.
Bye.
Was it C? The crowd was actually a bunch of large potted cactuses wearing hats and gloves.
That tracks.
That's gonna be the stupidest fucking answer you've ever given.
Ron's got the COVID.
Potted fucking cactuses. 2,000 of them.